about this wealth without deity. All right? A lot of people have wrong conception. You recording? Yeah. Okay. And first, let's do a good motivation. 1. 2, after the motivation, I will do the actual ritual of Zambala and bless the bases. All right? After that's done, I'll give you a short explanation. The explanation is important. I'm going to give you the history, where Zambala comes from, what it's about, how to propitiate him correctly, how to do his practice correctly, and why should we even do his practice if we plan on doing his practice. And in between, we'll come up with questions. So anytime during my talk, anybody has a question, just raise your hand or just, ask questions. We're very casual, all right? Zambala's practice is quite short but efficacious. It's one of the Zambala's practice. Let me do the ritual first, then we can talk. It'll be easier. DZAMBALA Sheji Chani Ki Kundu Sebo Shambara Yo. Now, there's many enlightened teachers in this world. But let's make a good motivation. Now we're going to listen to Dharma Talk. We're going to listen something about Buddhism. We're not here to listen from the teacher, or the teacher is something holy or something good. The teacher is just a vehicle. So we're here to listen to the Dharma. When we make prostrations or kowtow to the teacher, actually we're prostrating to the knowledge of the teacher, not actually to the teacher as a person or a being. Someone like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, if we prostrate to, we collect a lot of merit. Someone ordinary like just me, a teacher, when you prostrate, you're prostrating to the teacher's knowledge. That knowledge is the Buddha's teachings. So when you prostrate kowtow 3 times to the Buddha's teachings, you're showing respect to the Buddha's teachings. When you show that type of respect to the Buddha's teachings, you collect the merit and you collect the preparatory practice of being able to receive the Dharma teaching. So when we make the prayer, when we make the prostration, 3 kowtow, we fold our hands to the body's, Buddha's body, speech and mind. So here's to the Buddha's body, here's to the speech, here's to the mind. When we do this, Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha, we are saying, I take refuge in the Guru, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. The 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And what you really take refuge out of the 3 is the Dharma, knowledge. So when we go to a school, when we go there, we want the knowledge from the school. It's not the teacher, it's not the building, it's not the school texts. The book, the building, the teachers we respect, but what we want is the knowledge that they have to pass on to us. So when we prostrate down to the teacher, we are prostrating to the knowledge of the teacher. The knowledge of the teacher is the Buddha's Dharma. The Dharma is what the Buddha spoke to help us to improve our lives and improve our situation. So when we prostrate to that and we humble ourselves to that, we open the doorway that we may receive the teaching. So if we're humble and we receive the teaching, it's easier to absorb. When we're very arrogant, it's not easy to absorb. So therefore, in Buddhist teachings, when we kowtow first, it is to bring the arrogance down, the pride down, and make yourself humble for a while to absorb the teachings, to become a better person. Right? So, in that kind of way, Lord Buddha, in this world we cannot think so arrogantly. Only Lord Buddha is Buddha. Only Lord Buddha is an enlightened being. No one else is an enlightened being. All other religion is not enlightened. All other religious teachers are not good. No, we cannot be so arrogant. We don't have that kind of level of omniscience, clairvoyance, to know who is enlightened or not. There are many, many enlightened people in this world. Many. Jesus Christ, I'm sure. Muhammad, all that. They're quite enlightened. Only manifest and show themselves in different ways. So we are pulled affinity-wise toward the type of teaching or type of Dharma that suits us. So if we have any prejudice or the thinking that other is not and ours is only us, and we are pure and people who don't do our way is impure, that is already wrong thinking. Already wrong. Incorrect. It's incorrect thinking. Because how can we be so arrogant to think like that only? Buddhas can manifest in many forms, in many ways, in many appearances, in many male, female, in different countries, different times to benefit people. Not necessarily even having the label Buddha. No need to have that label. He will benefit. So Lord Buddha, this particular one we're talking about is Sigamuni fall, or Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha manifested approximately 2,600 years ago. He had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of students throughout India. He had the power to manifest his body in a miraculous way. He can be teaching in North India, in South India simultaneously. People will report seeing him here, some people will report him seeing him there. Some people will report him seeing in another place, manifesting as a certain deity, giving certain teaching or higher initiations. Simultaneously. He's not limited to his physical body like us. So, during one of his teachings, in Buddha's time, Buddha was a Renaissance man. He was against the caste system. He was against the abuse of women. He was against abuse of poor. He was a revolutionary and he was a very great Renaissance man. He thought equality for male and female. He wanted to destroy the caste system. So at that time, the caste system brought a caste system which is lower, higher, medium types of social classes. So if those social classes stayed in place, a lot of people will get a lot of economic benefits. Why? The rich stay rich, the poor stay poor, because we are born and designated by God to be the higher caste and you're the lower caste. So there was a way of social control. Buddha can see that, and Buddha didn't agree with that. People are people. Give them a chance. So when Lord Buddha taught the Buddhist teachings, he made a lot of enemies. You don't just read the Dharma books that are so eloquent about Buddha shaking the earth and all that stuff. Yes, those things happen. But on a practical level, Buddha had a lot of enemies. A lot. Buddha had a lot of enemies and a lot of people who did not like him and what he taught. One, they didn't have the merit to listen to him. Two, they were jealous of him. Three, they want to compete because they thought he was taking people away from their sect, their religion, their practices to his, which he was not. So people had all types of different kind of thinking, and they didn't like Buddha. But of course, maybe 10 people didn't like Buddha, but 100,000 did. But that's the way the world is. That's the way reality is. Even in this world now, we have holy people like Mahatma Gandhi. How did he die? They assassinated him. He liberated the whole country peacefully through the system of ahimsa. He freed all of India from colonial terror and control by peace. Yet there were still a few people who didn't like him and shot him. And he was a great being. They call him a Mahatma, which is great soul. The Dalai Lama goes to his mausoleum to pray. Dalai Lama says that to us all the time. He's a great soul. So like that. Even now, we have great people like Mother Teresa, people who don't like her. I've read about it. There are people who don't like the Dalai Lama. But it's not to be surprised that people don't like or like. It's not the issue. That's the reality of the world. Similarly, during Buddha's time, there were a lot of people who didn't like Buddha, who wanted to harm him. One of Buddha's greatest enemies was Devadatta. Devadatta is Du Hlejing, we say in Tibetan. Devadatta was the cousin of Lord Buddha. Everything Lord Buddha did was better, even before Lord Buddha became a Buddha. Before he was just a normal prince. Everything he learned, the arts, the crafts, weaponry, everything surpassed his cousin. So his cousin was very jealous, and his cousin constantly plotted and planned and found ways to destroy, kill, defame, embarrass, or publicly humiliate Lord Buddha. Of course he can't, because Buddha doesn't have the karma to fall. So whatever he does, never mind. And in fact, the more Devadatta did to Buddha, the more Devadatta gave the opportunity to Buddha to show how compassionate he was, that Buddha's fame even grew more. So when we have negative things happen to us, people try to harm us, destroy us, say bad things to us, put us down, slap us down, don't always look at it from a normal point of view. Look at it from a higher point of view. It's your chance to practice patience, compassion, love. It's your chance to prove that your practice is worthy, that your prayers are real, that your supplication to Lord Buddha is real. It's your chance. Don't react back to them the way they react to you. Follow the example of Lord Buddha. Forget Tsongkhapa, forget Uru Rinpoche, forget Guan Yin, all these deities that we maybe is real or not. People can think like that. But Lord Buddha was real, historical person. We can follow that. So Lord Buddha, we can follow his example. There was a time Devadatta hired a very beautiful courtesan. Very beautiful, very illustrious courtesan. She was pregnant, and she went in the middle of a teaching hall where Lord Buddha was giving a Dharma sermon and talk. And she stood up in front and said, "I am pregnant, you are the father of my child." Everybody in the audience was like, "Oh!" They cannot believe it. Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha quietly and compassionately said to the lady, "I will take care of your child. When the child is born, I will take care of him." Left it at that. When he showed this kind of compassion back and this kind of love back, later it proven true that it was not her. He was not the father. It came out true that she was paid slowly, but he didn't react back. He cared for her. From her harm, he gave her back love. And he in fact said, "I will take care of the child." Of course, some people in the audience got up and left and say, "Oh, Buddha is disrobed. He's sleeping with women now." How? Immediately they lose faith. People got like that. Funny mind. Many people stayed, and the close students said, "No, whatever they say about Lord Buddha, never mind. It doesn't matter." Another time, Devadatta filled a vessel with beer, had the elephants drink it, got the elephant drunk, and sent the elephant onto Buddha like a mad, wild elephant. Well, he was a mad, wild elephant. Pricked him. Went there to storm and crush Lord Buddha. All the monks fled. All the monks ran. Everybody ran. The nuns, everybody ran. He was destroying everything. A wild, mad elephant. So Lord Buddha immediately did the meditation on compassion, metta. Compassion for the animal. Compassion for his suffering. Compassion for being born in that kind of situation. Compassion for being used by other people to hurt and abuse and to collect further karma. When the elephant came near Lord Buddha, immediately the elephant bowed his head. His drunkard stupidness went off. Because why? Buddha doesn't have the karma to be harmed. In order to be harmed, for someone to hurt you, you must have the karma for them to hurt you. If you don't have the karma, no matter how much someone tries to hurt you, you cannot be hurt. So if someone hurts you, you have the karma to be hurt. Don't look at the person and be angry at the person. Look at the karma and look at the karma that you made in order to get that opportunity to hurt you. Think about that and meditate on that. That will help you control your anger when other people shout at you, hurt you, put you down. Many times, there was another occasion when Lord Buddha must pass through a valley-type place where there's a higher ground here, and there's a passageway here he has to walk through. Of course, that time no cars or nothing, no roads, just dirt places. He had to walk from his resting place to his sermon place where he gave his sermons. As he was walking, Devadatta for weeks and weeks and weeks had planned the demise and destruction of Lord Buddha. So he and his little clan of people, because Devadatta is a prince, he has a lot of money, he's royalty. He hired people, he got a lot of rocks on top of the hill, a lot of boulders on top of the hill. And as Buddha was passing by, he and his little cohorts and friends pushed the boulders down for Buddha to be crushed. Many occasions like that. On that particular occasion, Buddha was traveling with an entourage of students. His students are not only humans. There are gods, demigods, devas, nagas, yakshas, rakshas, all types of supernatural and natural beings. Many types. One of them that was traveling around with Lord Buddha was Dzambala. Dzambala is a raksha. It is a type of being that existed before that is very fat and very short and very stout and very strong. They're celestial and they have the power of wealth. They're very, very wealthy. So Dzambala was one of them who was Buddha's disciple and student who traveled with Buddha for his sermons and teachings. And he's very strong and very powerful. He's attained certain level of meditational powers already, certain levels of bodhisattva. What level I don't know, but pretty high. Should be 10th level. Should be 10th because he's a bodhisattva. Yes, 10th level. So, as Buddha was crossing, Devadatta threw the rocks down, hurled them, about to crush. When Dzambala saw this, he, to protect his guru, without thinking about himself, stood in front of Lord Buddha immediately and blocked the boulders. As he blocked it, the boulders were crushed. Pieces went flying. One piece went and hit Dzambala's head. When it hit Lord Dzambala's head, Dzambala collapsed. He collapsed, he fell down to the ground. Lord Buddha came over to Dzambala and blessed him. Someone talking? Come on, Maple, let's finish up. You turn it off. Turn it off. Now, Lord Buddha came over and blessed Dzambala. When he blessed Dzambala, Lord Buddha stood over him, and from Lord Buddha's hands came a white, nectar-like substance that touched Dzambala's head. When it touched Dzambala's head, it made him feel very blissful, very happy, very calm, and clean his impurities, and clean his obstructions, and healed his wound. So immediately Lord Dzambala bowed down to Lord Buddha and thanked him. And then Buddha said to Lord Dzambala at that time, as I have healed you, and I poured this holy nectar onto you, in the future, any one of my students or students' who invokes your power and pours water onto your head, bestow on them wealth. Give them wealth. Give them two types of wealth, material wealth and spiritual wealth. More importantly, spiritual wealth. You do that in the future. You be the caretaker of wealth. Immediately when he said that, Lord Dzambala folded his hands in respect to Lord Buddha again and says, I will do as you have said, and I promise that I will do that. So from then on, Lord Dzambala, one of Buddha's main disciples, became a very powerful figure, or a very powerful Buddha, for the students to propitiate, to get the wealth that they need in order to practice Dharma. That lineage has come down like that. So Lord Dzambala's practice is not a Tibetan practice. It's not something that originated in Tibet. It originated during Lord Buddha's time, commanded by Lord Buddha, and spoken and accepted by Lord Buddha. So it is a tantra that's very, very old, over 2,600 years old, that has been passed down from Lord Buddha to Dzambala, Dzambala to his students, from his student to his student, to his student, to his student, to his student, unbroken until now. If we sincerely invoke and pray to Lord Dzambala, if we sincerely have faith in Lord Dzambala and we take refuge in him, we can, because he's already enlightened being. He will definitely be able to help us. The criteria, or the reason, or the motive, the criteria that is necessary for him to help us must not be simply that we want wealth and he's a wealth god and he gives us wealth. That's very basic, childish and simple. In order to get wealth, one must destroy the causes of poverty. The cause of poverty is miserliness. The direct antithesis, or the direct opposite of wealth, is miserliness. The reasons we don't get wealth, the reasons we have problems getting wealth, the reasons we have difficulties getting across wealth or survival, is because of the miserly actions that we have performed in previous lives and this life. This kind of miserly and selfish action created the karma for us to become into a difficult situation in regards to livelihood and wealth. So the practice of Lord Dzambala is not to pray to some weird god in a weird statue and give me money. And stick him in your office and businesses. Give me money, give me money, give me money. That's not what his practice is for. Zambala's practice is, if you meditate on Zambala and you pray to Zambala and you do his prayer every day, he will help you to destroy the miserly mind that is within you, which is the cause of poverty. Lord Buddha says all comes from karma. So if it comes from karma, how can we avoid the karma by praying to some god? If we pray to some god like Zambala and he can give us wealth, doesn't that go opposite of what Lord Buddha said about karma? It doesn't make sense. So therefore, in order to coincide and match, praying to Lord Zambala helps to open our heart up and to become a less miserly person, a less selfish person, a less greedy person. So in fact, when you pray to Zambala more and more and more and more and more, a few things happen simultaneously. One, you'll find that you become emotionally more giving. When people shout at you, you can let them win. When people are angry at you, you can let them win. When people harm you, you can let them win. You can let them win not because you're defeated, not because you're weak, not because you're stupid. You let them win because your intelligence, you have compassion, and you have inner strength. Letting the other person win is a sign of inner strength, not a sign of loss. Ordinary people who don't understand Dharma and Buddhism and who don't understand higher intellectual thinking think that when they harm us, we must get them back. We must hurt them. We must harm them. If they get us once, we get them double. If they get us double, we get them triple. That's normal thinking. Where does it stop? But higher thinking, transcendental thinking, higher level thinking, such as one of the thoughts is Lord Buddha's, one of them is, when they harm you, don't harm them back. Why? When you don't harm them back, you cut the cycle. If they don't, you may think, well, why do I have to cut it? They don't, because you have the merit to understand Dharma and to know and have wisdom to do the right thing. If your little child slaps you, you slap the child back. What kind of mother are you? You should be more smarter to say, no, little boy, don't do that. Don't hit mommy. Mommy love you. Don't hurt. If the boy slap mommy slap back, slap back. Where? How? The slap session. Stupid what? Mommy, very stupid. Everybody look at mommy and say, mommy's stupid. Poor boy, let's take him for adoption. Think. So if you know Dharma and you understand Dharma and you want to practice Dharma, yes, you have to be better. Yes, you have to work harder. Yes, you have to put more effort. But you get more result. You get more result. But of course, if someone's down the street, they want to come and rape you. You don't sit there and say, rape me, you run. Right? You run. You don't lay in the middle of Bangalore, India like some people and hope you get raped. Right? No, you don't. Of course, if someone's going to rob you and they catch you and they hold you and say, I'm going to beat the crap out of you, you don't say, okay, I'm going to put this beat you. How stupid. Of course, you try to push them away and run, but you don't take their knife and try to stab them back or hurt them back. Or plot and plan, they got me, let's call up my gangster friend. And get them back. We don't do things like that. Why? What kind of practice are you doing? What kind of practice? We must emulate Lord Buddha. When people harm us, don't harm them back. When people put us down, don't put them down back. Be firm, be straight, say no. But don't harm them back. You know, we can do a miglo thing. In Tibetan we say miglo. Miglo means don't make eye contact. So when we walk down the street, we didn't see them. I do that. I do that. People will bug me. I don't harm them back. And I don't get other people to go away from them. I don't create schisms, but I leave them alone. So I do a miglo thing. I didn't see him, although I did. And I've been watching him all the time, through the whole thing. But you do miglo. You didn't see. So, Tibetans are very good at miglo. They all avoid eye contact. They don't like you. I didn't see you. And you're standing right there, So, Zambala's practice contrary opposite or contrary to our thoughts. It's not like the four-faced Buddha and Zambala sit there, offer incense, count down money, money, 40, 40, money. No. If you pray to him, what will happen is this. Because he's a Buddha and you make offerings to a Buddha, because he's a Buddha and you make meditation on the Buddha, because he's a Buddha that has sworn to his Guru, Lord Buddha, to help you, your wealth will increase. You will not go hungry. You will get the food and necessities you need. And you will find that the selfish, miserly mind in you become less and less and less. And when the selfish, miserly mind in you become less, and you start giving emotionally. I'm not talking about give big donations to the Buddhist organizations or this organization. I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about pure mind. People can give, but they didn't have the mind to give. They don't collect merit. Because, my best friend here is watching me, so I said, here, Tiki, take my watch. I'm not a good person. Thank you. That's praise. That's not giving. Here is not giving. Here is giving. There's a lot of people like that. I've seen people, in India and stuff, some of these people, Rinpoche, can I borrow 100,000 rupees? Oh, God. So go home. I don't even have 100,000 rupees to borrow you. Yes, I've come across people like that. They come, kowtow, pray, blah, blah, blah. They have nothing in their minds. We call them beletcha, or just to, excuse the French, kiss butt. Yeah, but I have a more vulgar language, but never mind. We're in a Dharma situation, and I'm being watched. So, anyways, when we pray to Lord Zambala, we are enacting 7 limbs. First of the limb is what, Chia? To what? No, first one. Before you can praise them, you got to ask them to come over. Invoke. Right? Your friend's on the other side of the street. My friend's wonderful. You're fabulous. I love you. You're beautiful. Then he's not there. How? Second one? No, invocation. Inviting them to come. Okay. 7 limbs. He's right. I was just playing with him. I want to disturb him because he looks really good in that shirt and that glasses. He looks really Lexi. Doesn't Chad look Lexi? Yeah. And he's slimmed down, and we won't touch on that subject. Somebody goes like this to the gym, but never mind. Somebody today asked me, where's Geraldine? I said, I don't know. She ran away to India. I don't know. Number 1 is prostrating to the Buddha, body, speech, and mind. Number 2 is making offerings to the Buddha. You're bugging me, kid. What's that little plastic? Yeah, just kidding. Number 3, confessing all your negative karma. Number 4, rejoicing in the good things that other people do. Number 5, asking the Buddha to remain. Number 6, asking them to turn the wheel of the Dharma. Number 7, dedicating virtues. So number 1, whenever you do any of the 7 limbs, L-I-M-B-S, limb as an arm limb, leg limb. When you do any of the 7 limbs in relation to an enlightened being, whatever the limb is referring to is the karma that you purify or get back. So the first limb is this. I prostrate with my body, my speech, and my mind. So when you prostrate with your body, you kowtow with your body to Lord Zambala or any Buddha. When you kowtow to your body, I'm going to tell you in short. I'm not going to tell you in details. We're going to be here till tomorrow morning. And some of us have to fly to Australia. Because we're glamorous. And we're not air stewards. That's why we're flying there. Oops. Yes.
Stewardess is not around.
Air steward and stewardess, you got the picture. Timberland. Hey, don't I look not too bad here, but I look a little stunned. I look like it looks, but it's all right, because you just go ahead. Isn't he handsome? Yes, he is. You don't let them look too close to see my eyes kind of like that, Yeah, and okay, we can use this one. No eye bags. Yes, I'm very conscious about eye bags. All right, and when you prostrate with your body, you purify the negativities of your body. The negative actions you've done with your body in your previous lives up till now. When you prostrate to the Buddha, you purify those. The amount you purify is the degree that you prostrate with. Alright? Number 2, when you prostrate with your speech, is making praises to the Buddha. Usually we like to say negative things. Oh my gosh, she's so fat. Did you see the snot sticking out of her nose? Ew. And she's so smelly. I mean, usually we always say negative things, ugly things. So when we praise the Buddha, it is a counter negative speech. It is a counter bad speech. So when we praise the Buddha, we are countering negative speech. And if we do it sincerely, we purify negative speech. Number 3, when we prostrate with our mind, usually what is our mind thinking about? Money, relationship, sex, fun, happy, drinking, entertainment, making money. And then it goes round and round in different combinations like that. All around like that, non-stop. So when we make our mind focus to the Buddha and we prostrate to the Buddha with our mind, you're focusing on Buddha's good qualities, which we need to study about. So when we study and we know about Buddha's good qualities and we think about Buddha's good qualities, and we reflect on that, we're taking our mind away from negative reflection and onto positive reflection. And that reflection is upon a positive, super mundane being, a Buddha. So therefore, that purifies the negative imprints of the mind, plants positive imprints, and plants positive karma in relations with that Buddha. So you're prostrating with your body, your speech, and your mind. Next, and I'm doing this in short because it's late, I make offerings, actual and imagined, to the Buddha. So when we make offerings to the Lord Buddha, we can make many offerings. That represents the 5 senses. The 2 water, because it's ancient Indian tradition, when a guest comes, you immediately you offer them some water to drink because they've been walking in the dust. Second is you wash their feet. So your parents, your gurus, or high dignitaries who come and bless your house with their presence, you wash their feet. So the first water is for drinking. The second water is washing the feet. So when you wash the Buddha's feet, it's not because his feet is big, ugly, smelly, and dirty. It's to show respect. Why? When you wash someone's feet, you humble yourself. So when you wash Lord Buddha's feet, symbolically, you are gaining the merits to become a humble person. And when you become humble, people will like you more. You become happy. Third one is offering of flowers, the sight. Beautiful sight, beautiful things. When you do that, you create the karma, always having and being near clean, nice places, born in beautiful places that are clean and pleasant, and you can keep a clean, healthy body. Next one is incense. Incense is offering of the smell that's obvious. By offering incense, you are able to keep your vows, your commitments, and your samaya clean and clear. When you keep your vows and samaya clean and clear, from the vows that you have taken, attainments, such as clairvoyance, etc., will arise. Then the next one is light. Offering light is when the room is dark, you open one little candle, it dispels the darkness. Like that, when you offer light to the Buddha, it is dispelling ignorance, the darkness of ignorance. So you collect the merit of gaining knowledge, understanding the Dharma when you offer light, and able to bring that light to other people. So offering a lot of candles and lights, electric lights or candle lights, whatever, to the Buddha will bless your mind to open it up in the future to gain wisdom, to understand the Dharma. And when you understand the Dharma and you can practice it, that's when your suffering ends. Not when you pray to some Fufa-sen or some protector or some Tara or whatever, and you just pray and your suffering ends. Your suffering ends is when you pray and you make offerings and you collect the merit that they bless your mind. And when they bless your mind open, and you learn the Dharma and you understand it and you apply it, your sufferings are cut. That's very clear. No magic here. Very clear cut and very logical. Then the next one is, of course, perfume for the body. Tactile feeling, sensual feeling, a tactile feeling, offering that to the Buddha. Next one is food. Somebody's been offering a lot of food. Somebody's been visualizing themselves as DZAMBALA and offering non-stop. And we all know who we're talking about. Yes. And then music. Offering beautiful music. What I do is offer, Madonna CDs to the Buddha. Why not? They didn't have Madonna CDs 2,500 years ago. They didn't have CDs. They had guitars. I'm not going to run around with a guitar. So I offer a CD because it's got beautiful music. It's what I'm attached to. It's what I like. I put on music non-stop, whatever I'm doing. Non-stop. It's my own personal attachment. So I offer it up to the Buddha. Beautiful things. Don't think, oh, Buddha, maybe Buddha doesn't like Madonna. Oh, Buddha can give a flying leap. He doesn't care. Like, you just offer sincerely, he accepts. No problem. So that's a little bit about offerings, but in the future we'll talk about it more because there's a lot of new people. We'll talk about how to make offerings. I've given teachings a few years back. We'll talk about how to make offerings, what's the significance, why we do it, where the tradition came from, and everything. It'll be really fun and exciting. It'll be basic and easy. You want to learn about that, Angel? Why are your lips so red? Someone punch you? Oh, it's lipstick. For Dharma Talk, she come and look like a fashion model. Ah, yeah. And look at Henry, he looked like he just walked out of the 60s. He had a mushroom before he walked in here. Let's go for the TM session. Yeah. Sneaky looks normal. Looks like he got off the golf court. And what about Maple? Maple's wearing a Dharma shirt. Oh, well, why don't you buy another 3 and put it all on? You did. You're going to buy the stock out. And there's your lovely little sister, Swan. What's your deity? Tara, what's yours? Ooh, good choice. Anybody come near you, you can chop them off. Good for making durams. All right. I'm a little evil, but never mind. Margaretha's not wearing a shirt. How come? Aren't you part of the inner circle? God, that doesn't count. We took inner circle home. She was a little tired. She's 120 years old, so she couldn't keep her eyes open anymore. We all know who's inner circle. That's Mary. All right. And next one is rejoicing. Rejoicing in the virtues of ordinary beings and Aryas. Aryas are enlightened beings. Most of us, when we see something good about another person, they have better friends than us. They have a better position than us. They look better than us. They have better skin than us. They have better hair than us. They have better jewelry. They have better kids. They have better jobs. They have better books. They have a better school bag. You know, we can have a lot of attachments and jealousy, and we're jealous. How come they have and I don't? And jealousy is very bad because jealousy can lead to a lot of negative actions. So when we rejoice and we're happy for them, we have to think logically. We don't just say, okay, I'm happy for them. With a snicker. You know what I mean? You have to be really happy. Like I'm really happy that FG gets a lot of good food. Yes. And I'm happy for Henry's wonderful shirt. I wish I had one. It's okay. I'm not attached. I don't want your shirt. Yes. And yes. So when we rejoice in other people's good things, we have a logical thinking. If you practice and you do good things and you get good results, don't you deserve it? So when you deserve it and you get it, you're happy for it. If other people are jealous about you getting it, they're wrong because you worked hard for it. You got whatever you got. Similarly, people who are very good in appearance and attractive in appearance, they have collected the merit of holding vows in their previous lives and not harming others, and making statues and creating statues for other people to worship. Those are some of the causes. If people are very intelligent, in their previous lives they gave intelligence. They taught people patiently. They taught people openly. And they taught people without a motive. They taught and explained tirelessly, openly, continuously, and all the time to give knowledge to other people, because knowledge cuts suffering. So from giving knowledge to other people and practicing wisdom and studying and understanding and thinking and contemplating, they have got the karma of becoming very intelligent and very quick in their mind. Then people who have wealth, in their previous lives, they were not miserly, they were not stingy. They gave, they helped, they assisted, they gave, they helped, they assisted. So they have the results of getting wealth now. Similarly, anything that anybody has, they created the cause for that, the karmic cause. So we should rejoice. So when other people come to Dharma, they do good things, instead of putting them down, we should rejoice and we should feel happy. We should not feel jealous that they have a better mandala set. Their mala is amethyst and mine is only Bodhi seeds, or their stupa is gold-plated and mine is not. Or they're wearing a Buddha Shakyamuni pendant and I'm only wearing a Manjushri shirt. You know, or my Buddha Shakyamuni is on a round hard chain and yours is on a soft one because you couldn't find one. Nee. You know, people can have all kinds of thoughts. All kinds. So to counter these thoughts, we rejoice. When people in Dharma or anyone is doing well, and they did well, they work hard to get well. I'll tell you a little hang-up I had. It's a little confession, but my exercise guru's here, so oh well, I'll be embarrassed for this forever, but never mind. When I first went to the gym last year, I looked around and said, I hate everybody with a good body. I just hate everybody. They bugged me. You know, all these guys walking around. Let me show you. All these guys walking around, you know, their chests are out here, their biceps out here, and they have no stomach, they're flat, nothing. And you know, and they're like, all like that, and they go to the water fountain, and they're going to get a cup of water, and they get it, they stretch it, their bicep, their tricep all flexed, they're like this, you know, oh, I just drink my water. And they're showing off that they purposely want to do it, and they sit there in front of fat me. I have no bicep tricep, all I have is an abdominal fat. And I'm sitting there like this, like a pair standing like this, you know. And they're sitting there flexing their bicep and their tricep in front of me like, oh, like the water is so heavy, but what they're doing is they're showing off their triceps. You know what I mean? And they're like, I'm like, hurry up! And it bugged me. It really bugged me. So I was like, what a show off. And then this year I had a new thought. I was in a gym kind of doing my mantras and doing my exercise, and somebody kept saying, squeeze to me. I won't say who. Squeeze! Anyway, and let me not squeeze so hard. It popped out. But anyways, and I won't tell you what popped out. Anyways, while I was squeezing and I was in between my sessions, I almost fainted, you know. I thought to myself, why am I jealous of these people? These people took the time away from their family, their friends, entertainment, or whatever, to go to the gym and be tortured by someone or by the machines, and they put this much effort year after year and they got the result. Instead of being jealous, I should rejoice that they had the discipline to do this. And then that realization came to me like a few months back in a way, and every beautiful person that had a good body that walked by, I was happy for them, I rejoiced. And I said, this is so much less suffering than last year. Last year I suffered because I was jealous of every person with a good body. This year I don't suffer, I rejoice. Well, I suffer a little. You know, when the body's very good and there's no love handles, it really bothers me. But I'm controlling that. I'm offering it up to Zambala. Anyway, seriously, yes, I had to deal with this last year. And I felt totally insecure. I felt like a big, fat, ugly, disgusting slob in the gym. And could you just see me in Singapore gym? Everybody's gorgeous. There's nobody there with 1 ounce of fat. And I'm walking around the gym totally like, oh God, you know. And let me tell you, and it was all this jealousy. And I had to deal with it. Yes, the great Tsem himself was jealous. Okay, I admit it. It's a big deal. Yes, I know you thought I was a Buddha, but I'm not. Sorry to disappoint some people. And sorry to not disappoint some people. So I rejoiced, and I thought about it. They got the result because they sacrificed. Now I'm sacrificing, and I'm getting a little bit of result, and people are happy for me. Now I can see the situation. Why not just rejoice and be happy for people and what they got good? Isn't it better than to be jealous and to look? They created the karma to get that. They put the time, the energy, and the effort to get what they got. So if they can sacrifice and they can get it, we should be happy. It's better than them running around like hoodlums and hurting people and destroying property and robbing and raping and killing and all that stuff. So they're doing good things, be happy. So they got a better business, be happy for them. They have the intelligence, they have the know-how, they have the technique, they did it. They have a better body, rejoice. And when you rejoice like that, what happens is this, your jealousy becomes less, you purify the karma to become jealous. And in the future, in fact, you get the opposite result. Everybody's attracted to you, and everybody likes you. Everybody wants to be around you. I had another evil thought when I was a kid. Because there would be some people in school who were totally, and excuse me, short, fat, black, ugly, and really disgusting. And everybody would be around them and like them and be around them. I couldn't figure out why. And there would be other people who were tall and gorgeous and great complexions, and they had great hair, and they walked around, they sashayed back and forth, and people wouldn't go near them. Or they'd go to them and get what they want from them and use them and go away. But there were these ugly people who people were totally attracted to them. And I used to think to myself, as a very young kid, 7, 8 years old, but I thought this is beautiful. We should go around them. That's not. How come? And I thought about it. It's not beauty or not this or that or that. It's that this person can give to others emotionally, openly. And people are attracted to the kindness and compassion that person has. That ultimately how good looking you are or how attractive you are is of no significance in the long run. In the beginning, yes. When you look good, you look attractive, you walk down the street, people, everybody does that to you, or try to pick you up, or get your phone number, or whatever, It's fun, it's nice, but it doesn't last. It's fun, it's nice, it's not permanent. It's fun, it's nice, it's not real. It's fun, it's nice, it doesn't have substance. Because after they find out about you, no matter how gorgeous you are, if you're not nice inside, they're going to be up and away real fast. Real fast. That's why, with due respect to everyone, I don't mean this in any negative way, the most beautiful people in the world are the most loneliest and end up suicidal or on drugs or trying to escape reality. The most frustrated people, the most attractive people in the world. You think about it. Very unhappy. I've met thousands of people, thousands and thousands. Let me tell you, they come in dripping with diamonds and dripping with jewelry and bank accounts and everything, and they got, I don't know what's higher than a platinum car. Cars that have no limit, they can buy the moon. They drive in Rolls Royces, everything, And the minute they get inside the room, everybody's gone, they start crying. They're not happy and they don't know why. They don't know why. So, what I'm saying by rejoicing, this practice of rejoicing is very powerful because it counteracts jealousy. And jealousy is the root cause for us not to attain the happiness that we would like to attain. Whatever happiness we would like to get, jealousy cuts it off. 1. 2, jealousy makes us say and act and show actions and mannerisms to other people that put people down, that make it very unpleasant for them to be near us. And it creates bad karma in a way that it pushes people away. 3, Lord Buddha says, we may not have the ability of other people on what they do, the good things that they do. But if we rejoice and be happy in what they do, we will collect the same amount of merit that they collect in rejoicing in what they do. Okay, if I have $1 million and she has $1 million, and she goes and paints a big Buddha statue and offers a big Buddha statue to the monastery for everybody to pray, and everybody comes and prays and collects a lot of merit, it's wonderful. And I just rejoice, and I rejoice so that I can collect the merit of what she's done, but I don't want to give it because I'm a stingy little person, right? I don't collect any merit. That's a trick. That's an emotional Buddha trick. It's not going to work. Now, if I have $1 and she has $1 million, and she does that, and I don't have the capacity to do that, and I'm not jealous, and I say, oh, in her previous life she was able to donate and give and help, and this life she's able to gain wealth, and this life with her wealth she's doing good things again, I really rejoice and I really am happy, and I dedicate that she will have long life, health, and happiness, and she will be protected by the Buddha. And when I think in that kind of way, the merit that she collected in making the Buddha statue, I will also collect. So, rejoicing helps us to collect the merit. So just think, let's say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 21 people in the room. Let's say there's 21 people in the room. And all 21 people does good things. And I just kind of hang out and relax and rejoice. Because I can't do it. She can deal with a lot of weirdos and a lot of people. She can run Kachara. I can't. I'm not going to hang out here for another 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, looking at Chow, that one running back and forth. No, thank you. Right? I don't have the patience to sit at home in some big apartment like Margareta and paint these big tankas that this crazy Rinpoche and Svet's telling me to do because it purifies my karma. Hang it up, honey. I'm not going to do that. Right? I'm not going to be Maple buying a big 3-foot Vajrayogini sitting here making offerings. I'm saying, no way, give me a little teeny one. Inakwa. Just very kind. I'm not going to do all this. I'm not going to be a little Janai saying, Mommy, do you have 75 minutes? Okay, 74. Why? I want to buy you a massage. No, I don't have to do all these things. But I can observe these things and not be jealous and be happy and rejoice. And Janai's offering to her mother, Maple's offering to Vajrayogini, her offering to Kichara, I can get the same amount of merits and I don't have to do any work. Not because I don't want to, because I'm not able to. So if I'm not able to paint beautifully like Margareta, and I rejoice and I'm very happy that she can do it, instead of being, oh, did you see her? She can paint so well. If I ever get a chance, I'm going to break her fingers. Or, you know, when she's painting, I'll go, oops. You know what I mean? And, like, she's all finished with the Vajrayogini Tanka, and it's got 85 deities, right? And she's just painting the eyes, nothing's left, and I go, oops. Or I walk by with my coffee cup, oh, I'm sorry. If you finish that Tanka, Rinpoche's going to like you and not me. Sorry. No, instead of doing that, when Margareta's doing her hard work, mixing the paint, preparing, taking up time away from her family, from herself, from her friends, and spending so much time on the Tanka so that we can all pray to it later. Rejoice. I don't have the funds and money to buy a 3-foot Vajrayogini. Maple and Tiki have taken away from their family and from their savings and their funds to buy a beautiful big Vajrayogini to make prayers, to become closer to Vajrayogini, to become a Buddha in the future, to help all sentient beings, I hope. Yes, that's the intention. Rejoice. Maybe we're not able to have the room, the place, and the time and the energy to do that, but they're doing it, so just rejoice. So every time we think about Maple sitting in front of Vajrayogini making offerings, we rejoice. She does the work, I get the merit. But of course, don't do it in that kind of way, like, I get the merit, you do work. I mean, don't be evil. I mean, you know how the mind is? It can play games on you. Sincerely rejoice. Sincerely be happy. Sincerely. When Henry offered me the beautiful Tara statue that I have, I rejoiced. I was very happy. I completely rejoiced. Yes, and I got the merit. He did all the work. I love it. Yes. So we can sit and rejoice. Don't be jealous. When we see other Dharma centers growing, rejoice. When we see other organizations growing, charity groups, rejoice. When we see other people developing in the gym in their bodies, becoming better, rejoice. Be happy and rejoice, and you can collect the merit. That's better than sitting there being jealous of everything that you see. You suffer, you make other people suffer, and it's not Dharma. And you can't be a big jealous person sitting there praying to Buddha, bless me. I mean, it's not that Buddha won't bless you. The jealousy creates a kind of karmic barrier that he cannot bless you. Alright? So rejoicing is very, very important. Asking them to remain in samsara. When you ask them to remain in samsara, please Lord Zambala, please Lord Shaktiman, whoever you're doing the 7 limbs to, 7 limbs, you are creating the affinity to be near them and be near holy beings and be near beings that teach. So let's say we make prayers to Lama Zambala, Guru Zambala, or Guru Tara, or Buddha Shakyamuni, or Kuan Yin. We say, please remain in samsara all the time. We create the karma to always be around holy beings or beings that teach the correct way. And that when we hear the correct way, when we understand the correct way, we'll be attracted. Some people say, let's go get her, let's go kill her. We're attracted, we run there. Some people say, oh, let's go and pray and talk about compassion. We're attracted. Why are we attracted to the things that we are attracted to? How come when we say have compassion for everyone, not everybody in the world is attracted? Not everybody had that instinct to go toward that kind of teaching because of the instincts they created in their previous lives. Habitual implantation of karmic disposition. Habitual implantation of karmic disposition. Habitually, again, reaffirming that kind of thought. That thought is reaffirmed because that thought is a thought. It's based on other thoughts. It can be changed. It's impermanent. It can rehabituate. You can rehabituate it, rethink it. That's what Buddhism is all about, to rethink. That's what Buddha's teaching us. So, when we ask Lord Zambala to remain, we may not see him immediately, but we create a type of karma that, because of invoking Lama Zambala or Tara or any Buddha to remain, we create the karma that when a holy being or a guru or a master or a teacher or a correct lecturer comes and teaches, we will be attracted to that person and we will like that person and we will want to listen to that Dharma talk. It isn't in fact that person that we're attracted to. It is the words and the knowledge we're attracted to because we have collected that kind of karma and disposition in our mind. So people who practice compassion in their previous lives, when they're very young, when they hear the teachings on compassion, 8 verses of training the mind, Bodhisattva Chaidavatara, tears will come to their eyes and they will feel very touched and moved and want to practice compassion, forgiving, because they've been practicing that in previous lives. So when they hear it in this life, it's very easy. That's what Rinpoches in Tibet are supposed to be. I'm not saying me. I'm saying Rinpoches in Tibet. That they have practiced lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So when they're very young, the minute they hear something positive, or they hear something good, or they hear something in regards to benefiting or helping others, even as a young child, they're automatically able to do it and able to develop it quickly because they've done it for many lifetimes. It's simply habituation. Like His Holiness, the minute he's born, he can utter Om Mani Padme Hum. He can think about benefiting others. He himself said in his biography, when he saw insects fight, the bigger insects overcoming the smaller insects, he would always stand on the sides of the smaller one, protect them. That's a habitual thinking in his mind of protecting and helping others. Other kids, when they see a little insect, habitual thinking from previous lives, harming. So, this thinking can be changed. It may be difficult because we've been thinking like that for many lifetimes, but it can be changed. So when we ask the holy being to remain, we are creating the karma to be near holy beings and be close to them and to understand the Dharma. That's what we're creating. And then the next line is, please turn the wheel of Dharma for the migrators. Migrators, migrate means go from one place to another, to migrate. Migrators in Buddhism means to leave the world, to leave samsara, to leave suffering, to migrate from suffering to nirvana. Migrate. So migrators are ones who practice the Dharma. Migrators is a poetic way of referring to people who practice Dharma. So, turning the wheel of Dharma for migrators, you're requesting a Buddha to turn the wheel of the Dharma. When you request an enlightened being to turn the wheel of Dharma, you're creating the karma to not only be near a holy being, to also hear what the holy being has to say and to be able to understand and to practice. So to request for teachings is very important. In Tibet, it's a very, very powerful tradition. In India, Tibet, all Buddhist countries, to make a lot of offerings to the Guru to create the karma to get the teachings. The Gurus are not attacked. The minute they get it, they give it away, usually. Usually. To make a lot of offerings sincerely of body, speech, and mind, to able to receive the teachings. Whatever you offer is the amount that you'll receive back. It's not a bargain here. Don't think it wrong. It's the collection of merit. The great No, I won't get into that story. It's too long. So, last line is dedicating the virtues to others. Dedicating the virtues because when we do good things, when we do positive things, we collect positive karma. If we do not dedicate it in anger, it will be burned up and wasted. So if we do a lot of prayer, we do a lot of good things, next minute we fight, we have angry, that merit becomes burned up. So in order for that merit not to be burned up, like putting a precious item into a safe, you dedicate it. You dedicate it not to yourself, you dedicate that you may become a Buddha in order to be the highest benefit to others. So dedication is a way of sealing the positive actions that you have done so it won't be wasted and lost. So the 7 limbs are, again, I prostrate with my body, my speech, and my mind. I offer all offerings imagined and emanated. I confess all my negative things that I've done with my body, my speech, and my mind. I rejoice in the good things that normal beings and higher beings have done. Then I request the Buddhas to remain in samsara and not to go in the peace of nirvana, not to abandon us. Then the next one is means please to turn the wheel of the Dharma. Then the last one is I dedicate the virtues to myself, to others, to the full enlightenment, that I may become a Buddha. That is the 7 limbs. So the 7 limbs, whether it is short form, long form, recite it in big words or short words, it doesn't matter. The 7 limbs are always directed at an enlightened being. So when it's directed at an enlightened being, the object of it being directed to is worthy of the 7 limbs. Because the object is worthy of the 7 limbs, the 7 limbs will have effect. So when you do that toward an enlightened being, it will have the effect of purifying your karma, purifying your body, speech, and mind, collecting merits, etc., etc., etc. Do you all understand that? Questions? So 7 limbs we do every week in Tara. When we do Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga, it's 7 limbs. When we do Tara, it's 7 limbs. When we do Zambala, 7. All sadhanas, all prayers are based on the 7 limbs. That is a basic Buddhist practice. How it's elaborated or not is dependent on the lineage or dependent on that particular practice. But it's basically the 7 limbs. So if we do Lama Tsongkhapa's practice, all the 7 limbs are included in the prayer. In his short prayer, all the 7 limbs. So you're focusing on Lama Tsongkhapa. Who's Lama Tsongkhapa? He's Avalokiteshvara Kwanyin Posa, he is Wensusri Manjushri Posa, and he is Vajrapani Jingamso Posa. Buddha of compassion, wisdom, and great power combined into one deity. So that's Lama Tsongkhapa. So when it's combined into one deity, it's not a matter of lineage, or it's not a matter of who or color of their hat. If we think on that level, we have brought ourselves down to a level of a demon. They are a Buddha. Since they are a Buddha, if we do any prayers toward them, we will get the result of the 7 limbs. If we should think they're this lineage or that lineage or this prayer or Buddhism or Northern Buddhism, Southern Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism, Thai Buddhism, it shows the intellectual childishness of our minds and how small we think. Certain lineages will definitely propagate certain practices that are within their lineage. There's nothing wrong. If the Gelupas propagate Lama Tsongkhapa, there's nothing wrong. That's what they've been practicing. That's what's been passed down to them. They have no other lineage. If the Nyingmabas propagate Guru Rinpoche, there's nothing wrong. That's their lineage. That's what's been propagated down to them. If you have it, that's what's been passed down to them. That's what they know, and that's what they've been getting enlightened according to that practice. No problem. So we have an affinity toward a certain lineage. So when we have affinity and we're attracted and we have that karmic disposition toward that lineage, of course we're going to practice that lineage. If we practice that lineage, it doesn't mean that we are prejudiced toward other lineages. It simply means we have a karmic disposition for this practice. So if you don't practice Christianity, you practice Buddhism, you're wrong? No. If you practice Christianity, you practice Buddhism, you're wrong? No. Of course not. That is your disposition. To reach enlightenment and higher knowledge, you go through this path, this path, this path, up to you. So if you want to go through Jesus, you want to go through Buddha, you want to go through Guru Rinpoche, you want to go through Lama Tsongkhapa, the point is to get here, not how to get there, and debate how. And fight who's better, and who's got a better color hat, yellow or red. How silly. How childish and simple people may think. People without knowledge do not know. There are even people in Chinese Buddhism. Tibetan Buddhism is not good. Weird gods, weird colors, weird heads. People in Tibetan Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism is not good. Too simple, too simplistic. How silly. How stupid. Give everybody a chance. The path that they want to take, let them take. To reach knowledge and enlightenment. Alright? We're not, what's so funny, Smeffrey? We're not here to look at exotic gods. We're not here to listen to exotic rituals. We're not here to do weird mantras. We're not here to do all that. We're here to learn knowledge that was passed on by great masters who practiced it and attained the results, who got it from their gurus to Lord Buddha, who is fully enlightened. We're here to get knowledge. I cannot heal you. I don't have miraculous powers, and I don't have psychic powers, and I am nothing. But I have a little bit of knowledge that can be shared to you, that can assist you in your lives. And this knowledge is free, it is open, and it was taught by Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha didn't send one of his fat assistants in a corner named FG selling tickets at the door when he gave sermons and teachings. So Buddha didn't stand in the corner and say, FG, stand over there and sell tickets. 10 rupee per person, old, 8 rupee, rich, 12 rupee. Got nice Honda, 15 rupee. Mercedes, 20 rupee. No, Buddha didn't do that. Buddha says, I will become enlightened in order to be the highest benefit to all beings, in order to relieve them of their suffering. And out of great compassion and the wish to relieve others from suffering, Lord Buddha turned the wheel of Dharma. Turn the wheel of Dharma means to give the teachings of knowledge. And he did that compassionately. That's why we do that openly as a form of knowledge. You're not here to worship a guru. You're not here to worship some weird deities. You're not here to kowtow to some weird personages. You're not here to listen to some exotic speech from some snowy land that's been taken over in 1959. You're not here for that. You're here to listen to Buddha's teachings and to apply that in your life according to the way you like. You don't need to follow Tibetan culture. You don't need to wear Tibetan clothes and do the way Tibetans do or follow Tibetan exact perfect way of Tibetan Buddhism. But you follow Buddhism and you follow the knowledge and you do it according to your skills, according to your culture, and according to your ability. Simple as that. In Tibet, while Guru is giving Dharma Talk, if Svenry was caught sitting like that, but you know what? If we think about it, that's Tibetan culture. This man hasn't been sitting in the yoga position for 38 years in the monastery meditating until his hair grew out and his nostrils hair came all the way out, you know? This guy is a regular guy, and he just came across Buddhism. He's walking down the street and met this weird guru, and he got into it. So he can't sit in that weird position for so long. So if we're going to penalize him for that, that's not Buddhism, is it? So what's my point? The point is, don't follow weird cultural practices. Follow Buddhism. That's more important. So that's why I say be easy, relax, sit, act, and do, and dress as you like, according to your culture, according to your country and the way you are. If you like Buddhism, follow Buddhism, not the Tibetan cultural Buddhism. Can't do this, can't do that, can't like that. It's ridiculous. I don't even follow a non-Tibetan. When I show up in the Tibetan community, take one look and go, oh! But I don't care. It's more fun that way. It gets more attention. Another opportunity to show the little bit of bicep I have. I love it. So, what's so funny? Smack. When I said bicep, he went, oh. He's probably thinking, what bicep? All right? Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to do a ritual to Zambala, invoking him to remember his promise to Lord Buddha, for all of us to be filthy rich. After Dharma Talk like that, how dare we pray for that, huh? How naughty. No, I will pray to Zambala that all of us, and everybody that we go near, and everybody that has any experience with us, positive, negative, anyone that has any connection with us at all. What's wrong, Zambali? I'm sitting here trying to teach Dharma. I can see the corner of my eye, Zambali picking her nose. What's the matter? You hungry? You need to take a pee? You need a ciggy bud. She needs a ciggy bud. It's alright. Let's try to move our wings. And honey, you got a lot of wind. Alright. Now, when we want to do Zambala practice, we need the following items. Who are available at Kachara. If you're a member, send a 10% off. Don't you love this? Free advertisement. I love it. No, for the practice of Zambala, we need a Zambala set. Which Rinpoche is using, and after Rinpoche uses this, we're going to auction it off because Rinpoche used it. We need a Zambala set, a Zambala bowl, a Zambala stand, and a Zambala's own very vase. Isn't that exciting? And we also need our own food. We need our own little Zambala. And then we need water, Thank you to the Malaysian government. And we need some Dharma offerings. And if we can, we set sensory offerings out there. And I'm going to do the little ritual for all of you now. Now, do we have enough to pass to everyone?
15.
Okay, how many of us are there? Not including yourself and Chia and smell them because you're staying here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Too bad you don't get one, Angel. Just kidding. You and Smenri share one. Yeah. Here. And one for Miss Janet. One for Smeffrey. One for Smeth. And can you kids share? Because some cheapskate didn't copy enough. Here y'all. Can you 3 share? And one for Illumina. And maybe one for Iran and what's her name? Smoy to share. And we get Smagretta and Smaple to share one. Smipper! Thank you for your big help. You're sure a helpful little kid. One for Smong and hey, where's Amen? Hi! What you doing back there? Smoking a sticky bud? Yeah. One for Kong and Melinda to share. And who else didn't get one? Ruby. Oh, Ruby. And Henry and Angel. That was for Henry and Angel. You kept it. Sorry. Evil. Who else didn't get one? Here. The kids. Okay, who else didn't get one? Because I got 3 extra copies left. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, God. Here, Melinda. Did you hear? She's waving away. Her pendant almost fell off. Who else? Who? Here. The one says Maple. Here. He doesn't want to share. That's for you, 8. Bop. Now, this should be of the most precious substance that we can afford. Copper is very good, or copper plated, whatever we can afford. Alright? There's a stand on top so that he doesn't get drowned. Okay? And then we have a Zambala, which is very good. Plastic, so it doesn't, melt. And we put it here. And then we have Dharma offerings. Dharma is food for Zambala. It can be biscuits, it can be cookies, it can be chocolates, whatever you like. Alright? And you offer it on. I'm missing one. Somebody snuck it away. And Maya Zambala, somebody want to eat what I'm talking about. Yeah. We know what she wants. Memory's excited. Oh God, it's going on all on recording. It's gonna go on the internet. I'm finished. Oh no, they're gonna know I'm one of these renegade Rinpoches from Tibet. When I was born, they saw me. They said, "Out." They didn't let me stay. All right. This is the practice of Yellow Zambala. We're going to go through it together. It's very simple. You don't have to do this together. You don't have to do this every day. You don't have to do it all. Since we're together, we're going to do it. And I have special gifts for everyone at the conclusion of this. So do stay for the end, because they're going to be exciting little gifts. What you looking at, greedy? The minute I said that, angels are looking at the golden bowls. Greedy. Alright. So, as in any Buddhist practice, we must take refuge first. So we go to page 2. I take refuge until enlightenment in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. Through the merit I collect by practicing giving other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for sake of all living beings. Aren't you guys all literate? Can you all read? Okay. I do a Malaysian. I take refuge until enlightenment in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. Is it better? Through the merit I collect by practicing giving and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all living beings. I take refuge refuge until enlightenment in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Ascendant. To the merit I collect practicing giving other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all living beings. Now we have taken complete refuge. We think of Lama Dzambala in the center. Above Lama Dzambala is all the Buddhas. Above Lama Dzambala is all the holy lamas of the 4 lineages and the 3 different types of dharmas. And then below Lama Dzambala is all the yidams, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, the deities, Dakas, and Dakinis, and Dharma protectors, the enlightened ones. And we think of Lama Dzambala as our root guru as one. And we take, while we're reciting that, we take refuge. And we think that on our left is our mother. Whether they're alive or dead does not matter. On our right is our father. Behind us is our close relative, friends, and loved ones. And in front of us are the people that bug us, that drive us nuts, that we hate, that we cannot stand. Because usually in a worldly place, people we don't like, we want to stick them in the back where we can't see them. But it's Buddha says stick them in the front where you can see them. So in your meditation, you stick all the people that bug the crap out of you in front. Oh no, I'm recording them. You hungry, Henry? Henry's trying to sneak away. I think it's Angel prodding him, give me some bread. Hey, bread? Yeah. That's a significance for you, huh, bread? I forgot her nickname for a while. All the way to Singapore and back, she kept saying, anybody want bread? Bread, bread, bread? So we give her the name Bread. All right. Then we visualize that, we think, and we take complete refuge in Lama Dzambala. We have complete faith in Buddha. Buddha Dzambala. Next one is to create the correct motivation for doing the Dzambala practice. The correct motivation is the 4 immeasurables. So recite that once to create the mood of the prayer that we want to do. May all living beings be endowed with happiness and the cause of happiness. May all living beings be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May all living beings be endowed with a happiness that is free from suffering. May all living beings remain in a state of equanimity to those they hold close, nor aversion to those they keep at a distance. Think about that for a minute. I wish to attain those fabulous mental qualities. Then we recite the mantra of dissolving everything into emptiness. Oma Subawa Shuddha Sawa Dhamma Subawa Shuddho Ham. We think at this moment that everything that appears to us is not as it appears. It is supported by factors. Once those factors are taken away, then they cannot exist on their own. Therefore, all existence or everything that we perceive or see are not as we perceive them. Therefore, good is not good, bad is not bad. There is neither good nor bad, because they are dependent on certain bases. And those bases are impermanent. Being that those bases are impermanent, the foundations are impermanent, the actual objects are impermanent. So therefore, they do not exist on their own accord as we perceive them. Perceiving them wrong is what keeps us in samsara. Think like that very strongly. From this state of realizing all things do not appear as they appear to us in a contaminated form. We read the next line. Out of emptiness, from the syllable hum, comes a protection wheel, at the center of which from the syllable comes a lotus, from an comes a moon disk, in the center of which is one's own consciousness in the form of a yellow syllable za, which emanates rays of light making offerings to all Arya beings. The light that comes from the za pacifies the sufferings of the poverty of all living beings, causing rays of treasures to fall. Light collects back into the syllable za, and one takes in the form of Arya Dzambala with golden color, one face and 2 arms. With the right hand in the gesture of supreme giving, holding the bija pura fruit, and the left holding a mongoose from whose mouth with great treasure of jewels is constantly being emitted. Arya Dzambala is peaceful and elegant, slightly corpulent and appearing very gentle in a completely happy and pleasant state of mind. With his eyes wide open and his black hair tied in a top knot, he is adorned with jeweled head ornament. The right foot is slightly outstretched in a royal posture, and both feet are placed on treasures such as the eye of Kancha and head of a lotus. Wearing multicolored silken clothing and jeweled ornaments, he is adorned with garlands of blue Utpala flowers. His body is luminous and radiant. For one's heart center, as Arya Dzambala emanate rays of light, inviting the wisdom beings in the form of Arya Dzambala along with his entourage. So think now, make it simple for you guys. Think that Dzambala, since you don't have initiation, think that the Zambala in front of you, from his heart, lights emanate out to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and deities. They go to Kuan Yin, they go to Wen Sui Posa, they go to Tara, they go to DZAMBALA, they go to Sikamuni Fo, they go to Guru Rinpoche, they go to Tsongkhapa, they go to Yamantaka, they go to Kalarupa, they go to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, deities. And at the end of the light, they invite them. They invite them and they dissolve into Lama Zambala. They dissolve into Lama Zambala, and so when you make offerings to Lama Zambala, when you make prayers to Lama Zambala, you're making prayers and offerings to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and deities in the form of Lama Zambala. So it's very complete practice. Think like that, alright? And remember, the lights pacify the poverty of all living beings. Not your poverty, the poverty of all sentient beings. Benzo Samaya Zam. Okay, let's read 122. Vajra Samadza. Za, Hom, Bam, Ho. Now you think that the real Zambala has come from his holy place and dissolved into the statue of the Zambala we have. So the statue of Zambala has become the real Zambala. Think like that. So when we recite the mantra, Za, Zambala is divided for. Hom, Zambala is standing on top. Bam, Za, Hom, Bam. The Zambala, the real Zambala has entered the statue. Ho means the statue and the real Zambala has become one. So when we pray to the statue of Buddha, we're not praying to the statue. The statue is just made of plastic or whatever. We're praying to the being that is represented by that statue. Okay? So we're not praying to the statue. We've invited the real Zambala to enter by reciting the mantra. We can do this mudra. Left index with the right pinky first. You take your, right index, take the right index up, hold in this kind of mudra, and then you take your left one and hold like this. Za, Hom, opposite, Bam, Ho. Za means the deities come on top. That was glamorous. Jeez, I've got to do that with my mama. That was real glamorous. Oh, I like that. Alright. Za is when the deity comes on top of the statue. Bam is when the statue enters. Za is when deity comes forth. Za Hong is when deity enters the statue. Bam is they become one. And then Ho is they become inseparable. This means inseparable. The mudra of inseparability. This is very holy mudras. You don't simply go around the street or go around here playing or joking with it. They're very holy mudras taught by Lord Buddha, and they have a lot of significance. So when you recite the mantra and you do it well with faith, that deity actually comes forth and enters. And you'll be able to have the power upon reciting that mantra to make the deity or any protector enter a medium or oracle just upon reciting that mantra, if you have the power. But the power to do that is coming by faith and trust in the Buddha, purifying your karma and having a correct samaya. You will get that kind of ability. So you can bless statues simply by reciting Zahung Baho. His Holiness the Dalai Lama doesn't need to recite a lot of long rituals like me. He can just simply go like that, Zahung Baho, and deity will enter, because he's full of compassion. And he only thinks about benefiting. So therefore things work out faster and better. So simple people like us, we must do the ritual. So Za, let's do it together now. Then Vajra Samadza. Za, Hom, Bam, Ho. Then at the forehead, let's read on. At the forehead is a syllable Om. At the throat is Ah. And the heart of Hom. Again, from the heart center emerald rays of light, inviting the 5 initiate deities of constellation. Please bestow blessings and confer the initiation. Om Vajra Bhava Abhishinta Om. The body is filled, purifying all stains. An excess of water comes out from the crown of the head, transforming into Ratna Sambhava. Now we do like this. This one is actually wrong. It says the way to bless Torma. So we mark that off in the future. That's not. It's way to bless the sensory offerings. SENSORY. Alright? That's a misprint from their side. Om. So we bless the offerings. Can someone light the candle in front of Zambala, please? Anybody got a match or a lighter? Right, a lighter. Nobody carries a match anymore. No, I'm okay, thanks. You relax. Hey, let's do this before we continue. Silently, quiet. Let's just stand up, stretch our legs, and sit down. Margareta's smiling from ear to ear. Doesn't Ruby look ethnic? Yeah. Looks nice, huh? Yeah. I like it. I love Henry's shirt. Alright, let's have a seat. And let's do the ritual. It's very short and quick. This is our temporary gathering place. Tara House will be opening very soon. So once Tara House opens, we can all sit and fart and the person next to us won't even smell it. Right now, if we even breathe wrong, if we got bad breath, we'll faint. So Tara House will have 2 air conditionings in the main room, not 1. And we're going to set up Tara there, of course, and we're going to have space, and it's going to be fun. So Tara House should be opening within 2 weeks' time, and we'll all gather there on Tuesdays. On Tuesdays to do prayers. And I'm trying to get it arranged to change to Wednesdays, because I've got class. If it's all right with everyone. I want to remind you on Tuesdays, if you guys can talk to everybody, if it's all right. I might like to change it to Wednesdays, because Sundays I have to go down to Singapore. Can or cannot? Sundays I have to go to Singapore, and Monday I have to attend classy pool in Singapore, and Tuesday I have to come back on a nice transnational Mara or whatever bus I can get back. And sometimes I don't even get a bus back. Alright? And I come back on Tuesdays. So by the time I come back on Tuesday, because I wake up at 3, I'm famous for that, so I catch the bus around 5. You missed the whole Dharma Talk and we're finished. Too bad. You know, I'm compassionate. Alright, so by the time I get back in town, it's like 10, 11 o'clock and you had just finished your puja. So I'd love to attend and pray together and give a Dharma Talk, but I can't because I'm on the nice bus. So if you change it to Wednesdays, I'm not ordering and commanding, I'm just requesting all of you because I'm one person, you guys are more. So people have to do what's more comfortable for more people. So if we can have a talk on Wednesdays to the core group people, everybody agree, change it to Wednesday. And then on Wednesdays I can come and grace the occasion. Isn't that fun? And so I can come on Wednesdays. Sometimes, I don't promise every week, I'll do spot checks. You know, maybe I'll come late sometimes with a flashlight and see who's praying, who's not. And then, you know, I'll have a flashlight. You'll see bread in the corner eating bread. You'll see in the corner with the ciggy butt. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be nice. Anyway, you guys discuss about that, and then we can have talks. We can ask questions. Nothing formal, nothing, no forms to sign, no nothing, no membership, no garbage like that. We just show up, we learn, we ask questions. We read the Dharma books, whatever. We ask questions, we learn. We're here to learn, and I'll teach you as much as I know. So we'll be finished in a week. So, anyways, we'll learn. All right. You look like Milo Fo. With a Mila. Look at her, isn't she gorgeous? Hi, Guru. Teach me, make me a Buddha. Oh, mommy, come me home. And I'm hungry. Isn't she fabulous? With students like that who needs gurus. Yo. I was thinking about making her a Rinpoche, but I did a divination and it came out no. The end. It came out that she's not a Rinpoche. Oh well. But if I get 10,000 ringgits, we can think about it. We can make the divination say yes. I have 2 dices. One that can be bribed, one cannot. One is blessed by Manjushri, one I haven't blessed. So we'll use an unblessed one. It's blessed by ringgits. So if you, like, what kind of Rinpoche you want to be? Like, if you want to be an emanation of Lama Tsongkhapa, that's going to cost you about 100,000, you know? If you want to be an emanation of Kuan Yin, that's another 100,000. If you want to be an emanation of, I don't know, like, one of the entourages of Zambala, all right, 10K. And you want to be an emanation of some Geshe, all right, 10K. You want to be an emanation of some monk, all right, 5K. You know, whatever. We can talk about it. And I have different seals for this, of course. I'm authorized to make people Rinpoches, of course. You didn't hear that. Yes. All right. But there are a few Rinpoches in Malaysia right now that people don't know about. They're Malaysians, undiscovered. Interesting, huh? And if you twist my arm hard enough with some ringgits, I might tell you. But it's going to be a lot of twisting. Clifford's like, am I one of them? No, kid, you're not. I'm the only Rinpoche in this town. All right. Now, let's do the next one. Lama Zambala doesn't mind. He's compassionate. He knows we're crazy. Well, I'm crazy. Let's bless the offerings, the inner offering, the sensory offerings. Water for Zambala to drink. Water for him to wash his beautiful water. And your speech is simultaneously making offerings. So your body, speech, and mind is making offerings. That's why this type of tantric practice is very powerful, because you're incorporating and using body, speech, and mind. And you visualize. Right? Very powerful. And then after you offer to Lama Zambala, we make the praise. While we make the praise, we visualize symbols and music and horns and incense blowing, banners, and beautiful victory umbrellas floating in the air. All over the place. Flowers raining down from the heavens as we recite the praise of the Lama Zambala. Now let's recite it. O Lord of wealth, holder of the treasure of jewels, and Lord of the numerous wealth-holding Yasha, great Lord and protector of the north, the stars of green and English, I prostrate to you. Then we recite the mantra, Lama Zambala, together. You have a mala, don't have a mala, doesn't matter. We just do 7 because we'll do more on this one. Om, it's pronounced like this. Om, they spell it all kinds of funny ways. Some put J, some put D, Z. It's actually Zambala, Z, alright? Om Zambala. Repeat, Om Zambala, Zalen, Draye, Soha. It's very simple. Om Zambala, Zalen Jaya Soha. 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 Now we do the offering of the water. By the virtue collected through this practice, man quickly attain the state of Arya Zambala and lead all beings without exception to that state of enlightenment. In the center of a copper vessel, out of emptiness appears Arya Zambala in a golden color. One face and 2 arms, with right hand in the gesture of supreme giving, holding the Bichapura fruit, and the left holding a mongoose, which is constantly emitting from his mouth a great treasure of jewels. Arya Zambala is peaceful, elegant, slightly corpulent, appearing very gentle, and is completely happy and pleasant state of mind. With his eyes wide open and his black hair tied in a top knot. He is adorned with jeweled head ornaments. The right foot is slightly outstretched in the royal posture, and both feet are placed on treasures such as the eye of Pancha and head of the lotus, wearing multicolored silken clothing and jewel ornaments. He is adorned with garlands of blue follow flowers. His body is luminous and radiant. At the palm of his right hand on the moon is the syllable Dam, Pri, emanate rays of light, inviting the blessings of all the Buddhas in the form of nectar which enter into the 5 syllables. Oma Om, Oma Om, Oma Om. Now recite the essence mantra Zambala Zalen Jaya Soha 108 times, and either pour the water 108 times or pour the water from the base in a continuous stream. Thus visualizing one is offering this water to Arya Zambala. Finally, the torma which has been prepared for Zambala should be blessed and then placed in the water. Right? Too small, I need a bigger one. Got bigger model. Oh, that's good. Easier to use. So we recite the mantra together while I'm doing. It doesn't matter who pours. When we're doing Zambala practice, or we're doing sacred practice, or black tea protector practice, it doesn't matter who pours or who has to pour. It's you doing the prayer sincerely. If you pour, the other person doesn't pour, you think Setruk is going to bless you more because you poured. It doesn't matter. Whoever pours, it doesn't really matter. You think Setruk is going to come, or Zambala is going to come and drink a little cup of water and give you the world just because you pour? Then you put the deity down again. He's not so silly like that. So when I pour, just you pour together with me in your mind and rejoice. I'll do the work, you collect the merit. See? I taught you a new trick, a shortcut to becoming a Buddha. A Buddha. I love it. And we put saffron in the water so it has a yellow golden appearance. Alright? It's not pee. Saffron is considered very holy and very clean and makes purifying and gives a good taste. So saffron is very precious in ancient India. Om. I'm going to pour it continuously because one drop at a time is driving me nuts. Oh, sorry, Zambala. Om. May everyone here have long life, health, and happiness. May their wishes be completely fulfilled. May they have no spiritual poverty and no material poverty. May they gain their wishes and their efforts effortlessly and spontaneously. May they gain clear wisdom and realization of Shunyata. Make this offering to Lama Zambala. Protect them and watch them in this life and all future lives. May they never be separated from the three jewels. May they always be blessed by the Buddhas. Om Zambala Zalandaya Soha, 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 Om Zambala Zalandaya Om Zambala Zalandaya Soha, Om Zambala Zalandaya Om Zambala Zalandaya Soha, 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 Om Zambala Zalandaya Soha. Now we bless this from us. Oma benza amida kundali hana hana hum pe. Oma subhava shuddha sawa dhamma subhava shuddho ham. Out of emptiness from silver yang comes a wind mandala, on top of which rum comes a fire mandala. From the silver A comes a skull cup, white in the outside, red inside, huge and spacious, containing the 5 beads and the 5 nectars, which are purified, transformed, multiplied, the recitation of 3 syllables, Umma Ahum. The substance has become an undefined ocean of wisdom nectar. So we offer it respectfully to Zambala. As we recite his offering mantra, we throw one in gently, offer it to him. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kahi. Forget the mantra, look here, then you can see. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kahi. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kahi. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kahi. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kahi. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kai. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kai. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kai. Oma Aya Zambala Sabari Wara Ida Bamanta Kaka Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai, my Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai, my Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai, my Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai, my Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai, my Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Umaya Zambala somebody what in among Taka, Kai Kai Kai. Then we make the sensory offerings then after the food. You just watch. Umaya Zambala somebody what Pajitan Soha. Umaya Zambala somebody what Pajitan Soha. Umaya Zambala somebody what Pive Pajitan Soha. Umaya Zambala somebody what Pive. Umaya Zambala somebody what Aloge Pajitan Soha. Umaya Zambala somebody what Yende Pajitan Soha. Umaya Zambala somebody what Nivende Pajitan Soha. Umaya Zambala somebody what a shop. You make offerings and praise. O Lord of wealth, holder of the treasure of jewels, and Lord of the numerous wealth holding yourself. Great Lord of the protector of the north, I prostrate. I and all living beings who are under the sufferings of the fire of actions motivated by stinginess, in all rebirths we take refuge in you. With your treasure of jewels and the stream of nectar, please pacify the sufferings and fire of all beings. I and all living beings who are under the sufferings of the fire of the actions motivated by stinginess, in all rebirths we take refuge in you. With your treasure of jewels and a stream of nectar, please pacify the sufferings and poverty of all beings. I and all living beings who are under the sufferings of the fire of actions motivated by stinginess, in all rebirths we take refuge in you. With your treasure of jewels and a stream of nectar, please pacify the sufferings and poverty of all beings. We have done the practice of Lama Tsambala. That's the way we do it every single day. If you wish to take it as one of your practices, which is very powerful and very, very good. All right? Any questions on what we just discussed? Because we're almost finished. I'm going to give away the gifts, and then we can all go home, and I can sleep and get rid of my eye bags.
If Buddha was a historical figure, and Dzambala was one of his disciples, does that mean that he too existed?
Oh, of course he existed, definitely. But there are different types of beings that Buddha had. There were beings that people can see, and there are beings that people cannot see. But Dzambala was one of the ones that they can see. Definitely, he was existing, and he still exists. But the way he existed that time and now is different. That time he was a high-level bodhisattva. Now he's a Buddha because he's already been practicing. Questions?
But what do you mean by existing?
Existing means he's around. He's not dead. God is not dead.
No, what I mean is, as a Buddha, you don't sort of exist, do you?
Of course you exist. You do exist, but you don't exist in a contaminated form. You don't exist according to karma. You don't exist propelled by karma. You exist without karma. You exist with a motive to totally help. And you have the skillful and omniscient means to be able to help others. Your existence is different. Yes, it's not like someone who just died and they're gone. Definitely not. Because in China before, certain historical figures that became very famous generals, they deified them. Whether they were powerful or not, after they're dead is a different question. But they deified them because people didn't want to forget them. So they became like a god. But Dzambala is not a case of a very powerful general. He was an actual bodhisattva who is a disciple Lord Buddha, who practiced, who meditated, who attained Buddhahood. Quite different. Questions?
Does that mean that all sentient beings are immortal?
No, definitely not. You're not immortal because you have to die. Immortality has to do with having one existence and continuing in that existence. So we don't have one existence. We change existences. We change our bodies all the time. We have to die. So we are not immortal.
The mind carries on.
The mind is not what you call immortal or not mortal. Mortal comes from the Latin word mortality or mortal, right? Which means the body doesn't die. So our body dies, so we are not immortal. Questions?
How is it that when you make more offerings to Dzambala,
you're offering it indirectly, because some people may be miserly, my thinking. They may think, oh, if I just put it on the side later, I can eat it. Once you offer water, that's it. You can't touch it, right? So it's actually really making an offering. You pour it into the water. It's been purified. That's the only reason I can think of, but that's what the ritual says, to put it in the water. And afterwards, you're supposed to take a little bit of the water as a blessing, because it's been poured onto Lama Zambala. In India, when I did this ritual, I did it every day. I used to make big ones. I used to make big ones and lots of water, and do hundreds and hundreds, because I wanted money. And I ordered a lot of tormas. I had my monks make tormas. They put milk and yogurt and honey and sugar, and they mix it with flour, and they make them make big balls. Gen Ima was the old monk I used to make him make it. So he's coming with these big bucket of tormas. And I'd be there hours doing yeah. I did it for hours. Now I'm a little lazy. Now I just buy biscuits, Oreo cookies. Questions?
What's the symbol of putting the mala and flowing something water?
The symbol is exactly what I explained, but it will be more efficacious to do the ritual. So when you just put it there, you're asking him to remember his vow. It's okay, it's nice, but it's more efficacious to do this because you have refuge. You have the 4 immeasurables. You're visualizing him. You're making offerings to him. And at the same time, you're reciting his mantra, and you're doing the actual ritual, because it'll have more effect, because this is written by enlightened masters. That one just sticking under, okay, like, maybe not. We just hope for the best. Questions?
If people are constantly being reincarnated, then how come the world's population is growing? Are there like instances where like a new mind is formed, new being?
Oh, that's very good. Why? If you look in this world, rich people, beautiful people, so-called beautiful people, are much less than not rich people and so-called not attractive people. Isn't it? That always remains the same. So, and in this world, people who get food and people who don't get food, there's a big difference. Big difference. Like that, in Samsara, you have 6 realms. The higher the realm, the higher the existence, the better the existence, you get less beings. The worse the existence, you get more beings. So therefore, when you have more population on planet Earth, it doesn't mean that samsara is getting bigger or new minds are increasing. It just means that more people from other realms have reincarnated here, and they reincarnate back, reincarnate here, reincarnate back there. But the population being more doesn't mean that the quality of life has become more. It can also mean that in third world countries where people are suffering a lot, the suffering is increasing. Quantity doesn't equate with quality. What we're looking for in samsara is quality. So they are reincarnating back from other realms of existences, not just this planet. Many planets, many solar systems that we cannot perceive yet, as Buddha has spoken. You understand that? So it's like someone released jail for a while, but doesn't mean jail is empty. Questions?
Then does that mean that the existence has always been the same, the population?
No, it becomes less. Each time a person becomes a Buddha, it becomes less. Let's say there was 100. When Buddha, it became 99. But because it's so vast and infinite, it doesn't look like it becomes less. Questions?
Then how did the world get the population in the first place?
I don't know, ask Buddha. That's getting a little complicated. What do I look like, Shakyamuni? Questions? Look it up in the Dharma book and tell us next week. Questions? If I don't know the answer, I'll just tell you I don't know. I never said I was Wenzu Sri Posalt. Questions?
For those people that perhaps practicing then you are saying that Dzambala is the side practice. So how we can help them and they can to support them to when they reach the stage that they're ready to receive more high initiation.
I think I like Geraldine's question better. What, Chow? When I'm doing my mini idam and you do the Zambala side practice and we get higher initiations and we get higher, how do we do this? What? Chia! Somebody say in Chinese and translate to English for me. Mea. I don't know what he's talking about.
I think what he is saying is, if you already have an idam practice and you're taking Zambala as a extra practice,
Yes.
next time in future when you get other practices like higher yoga tantric practices, you still have to do Zambala practice.
You didn't have to. Is that right?
You need to focus on or
No, Zambala practice is extra. You want to do it, you do it. You don't want to do it, you can give up any time because you don't have a commitment. But your Yidam practice, you have a commitment, so you have to do that. So this one's like this. Let's say I do 3 sets on my chest machine, right? If I want to do 4, that's extra. If I don't want to do 4, I do 3. But the 3 is my commitment that I'm going to do. So Zambala is an extra practice you want to do. If you feel you want a little extra cash, you do Zambala. You got enough cash, skip it. I mean, it's as simple as that. Chen Yao, no Zambala. Chen Moi, Zambala. It's as simple. Question? Yes, Moi.
Mine is beginningless and endless. What does that really actually mean? And
Are we that deep that we can understand these questions and ask
yes,
them?
because all the books I read, there's cause and there's effect, right?
Yes.
So, what caused the mind to be there in the first place? How did it just happen?
The mind, according to Lord Buddha, and he didn't give more extra explanation on that, so I can't. The mind has no beginning. There is no beginning of the mind, but there is an end. There is no beginning because the mind is on a continuum basis. You have this second because you have a previous second. That second has a previous second. That second has another previous second. You exist today because you existed yesterday. Your mind existed yesterday because it existed previous yesterday. But where is there a limit to that? There is no limit. That's what the Buddha is saying. So another message he's saying, what I understood from that, because I asked the same thing to my teacher 20 years ago. What I understood from that was this, that the incarnation is so infinite that there is no finite number to it anymore because it's been so much. It's like this, I ask you back a question. Is there, if we can calculate and we have the intelligence and ability to calculate, is there a number, can we calculate the number of atoms in the solar system? Can. There's a number, but it's beyond our intellectual capacity. So we call it infinite or non-finite. So, but there is a count to how many atoms there is, isn't it? But is it beyond human comprehension? Yes. Our rebirths in previous lives are something like that. So if you can count the number of atoms that exist in the whole existent universe, it's something like that. There is a number, but it's beyond us, so we call it infinite. You understand that? Questions?
Just now you said that there could be an end to the mind. What do you mean by an end to the mind?
End to the existing contaminated mind that transforms into Buddhahood. Questions?
Okay, if good people who are generous in this life, they become rich and wealthy, but in this life, why do we see a lot of rich people who are stingy?
What's the question?
Then what does that mean? In previous life, they're good, they're generous, so this life they're rich. But why this life they got that habitual karma to be stingy?
Because just because they gave a lot in their previous life doesn't mean they have compassion, they have a good heart. When you give, and you give with the simple motivation of giving, you collect karma. When you give with the thought of helping others, you're collecting merit. Merit creates a better mind and better situation. Karma does not. So like I said earlier, my example, if I give this person money to impress my friend, that is karma. So next life I'll get money, but doesn't mean I'll get a good mind. But if I give this person, oh, he needs help, he needs assistance, and I really want to help him, I expect nothing back, may I be of greatest benefit. And by helping him, I collect the merit in order to help everybody. So when I give to him in the future, I'm born like someone like the Dalai Lama who has a lot of money, Mother Teresa, but I have a good mind along with not being stingy. You understand there's a difference. One is not related to the other. Questions? Good little trick question, but couldn't get me, sister. Next.
Yeah, Richard, can this practice, the Zambala practice, become as purification?
It can be a practice that actually brings you to enlightenment. So definitely purification is part of that. Questions? It's a very powerful way of collecting merit and purifying, especially stains according to miserliness and stinginess. Very powerful. Questions?
Normally we do this practice in private.
Well, I wouldn't do it down on SS2 in the middle of the street, at Nasi Kandar.
In a house, and let's say if you're living with...
Well, if we can do it without attachment and showing off and showing people that we're holy, we can do it publicly. But if we find that if we do that and we're trying to show off to people and show people how wonderful we are and it becomes a distraction, we should do it privately. It depends on our own mind. High Lamas can do it openly and do it and not be bothered because they're not attached to what people think about them. But us, we want to look good, we want to look impressive, we want to show we're holy, we want to show we're better than other people, so we do it on Zambala Zamanjai Sol. The minute the person leaves, we're like, I'm like, oh, I'm thirsty. And then when they show up, oh, Zambala Zamanjai. I mean, there are people like that. So it depends on your mind. Oh, there was this, should I say, is it bad piano or not? Not bad monk, bad karma. It's about this fat monk. Not fat monk, but another fat monk. Okay, questions?
Isn't there circumstances where it's not the ability to give, but the lack of karma on the recipient side that will stop a person to be able to give to that person?
Yes. Then? Next.
When you take refuge with the Rinpoche, do you have to take vows to take refuge?
Of course. When you take refuge, no vows. How? After you take refuge, you run around like a monkey and still kill, rape, steal, hit people, punch people out? I don't think so. No, you're not gonna. You don't take the orangutan monkey refuge. You take a real refuge. After you take refuge, you take 3 of the body, 3 of the speech, and 4 of the mind. You take vows. No lying, no stealing, all that. Definitely. There's 10 specific refuge vows that you must hold if you take refuge, which is designed to block you. Don't touch your feet with that. Which is designed to block you from collecting negative karma. Refuge saves you from 3 lower realms. How? By ceremony. You are saved. Buddha is going to save you. I'm not some black preacher from Alabama. Right? You're not going to be saved by taking refuge in Buddha, but by taking refuge, you're saying, I believe and trust, and from then on, I will hold on to those precepts that prevent me from going to the 3 lower realms. Therefore, by taking refuge, I will be saved. You make your own effort. Get it? Questions? Kong, are you hanging in there? You alright? You got a headache, huh? You sure? I can massage you. It's your karma for massaging me for so many years. Questions? Come on, any last questions?
Rinpoche, I'm not very good at asking questions, but I have one here that we shouldn't suppress any of our negative thoughts, but by understanding it, right, sort of like to control it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you put it?
This is Miss Janet, my gym instructor. She's the one that made me as gorgeous as I am. So if you want to get as gorgeous as I am, you know who to look for. But some people fail the class.
Was she the aerobics?
No, she teaches weight training. She teaches weight training at Mid Valley Sweat Club upstairs. Janet. Yes. See, and if you sign up through me. You get 1 or 2 months free or something like that. Go ahead.
No, just like if we are like, for example, if we are stingy, right? We understand the facts that we are stingy, so that when we are aware, it's just like a stepping stone for us, like to control our negative.
You see,
so that at the end of the day, there won't be like there's a positive or negative thing. That we understand both the positive and the negative. They won't be stingy in the sense that we understand the fact.
Understanding that you're stingy will not be enough to eradicate stinginess. Understanding stinginess is the first step to eradicating it. The second step is finding the causes. The third step is applying the causes. The fourth step is collecting the merit in order that when you understand and apply the causes, it will have effect. Only understanding and realizing and being aware of it is not enough. If you're hungry and you meditate on the hunger in your stomach and you're aware of your hunger, and then they put food in there, nothing happens. You have to eat it. So you have to apply the methods clearly and well and systematically in order to eradicate. Then you reach a state of non-miserliness. So realizing is the first step. That's very good. The next step is applying the methods to eradicating it. You go to a doctor, you know your sickness, apply the medicine. Only knowing it and realizing it doesn't heal it.
So you got to find the cause.
Oh, Buddha has taught it very clearly. Buddha has taught it very clearly, and Buddha has stated clearly. That's why we attend Dharma Talks, is to learn more and more, and then to apply the methods. Okay? Questions? You guys are pretty cool. It's in unison. You both switch your legs like at the same time. It's kind of like coordinated, you know? That's cool. You guys like in a musical together or something? Questions?
What's this dagger for? Are you going to explain it to you?
What is a dagger for?
Yeah.
I don't know. They put it there. I didn't ask them. It's maybe decorational piece. I really don't know. Questions? That was very deep. Thank you, Jeffrey. Don't ask me why this is yellow and blue. I don't know. Yes?
You offer more water, does it mean like more water?
If you offer more water, well, just get the bucket out, honey. Throw Zambala in there. Why don't we take Zambala, hire a helicopter, and throw it in the ocean? Zambala Zanjai Soha. No, hello. No, Kong. But you're very compassionate for asking something stupid that you know to help people. No. To offer more things doesn't mean you get more back. It's the motivation. Alright? If you do it with good motivation, the motivation to benefit others and to eradicate the hunger and poverty of others and bring others wisdom, and you offer just 108, that's better than offering 1,000. It's the motivation. But if you have correct motivation and you do more, of course, it quickens your steps to achieving non-miserliness. Of course. Questions?
What is the symbolism of the concha, the lotus, and the mongoose?
Somebody grab that paper from her. That's a lot of questions, honey. I'll be here all night. I've got to fly to Australia tomorrow. I'm an international Rinpoche. I'm sorry about that. All right, and I bought a new coat from Timberland. Oh. All right. Now we need to talk about Zambali's body a little bit. Well, Zambala's fat. Zambala's golden. And Zambala doesn't have watermelons. Well, Zambala's a drag queen. Alright? Zambala is yellow in color, and remember the symbolism is according to the symbolism of 600 years ago. But it's still applicable today. Corpulence, or being fat, is a sign of wealth in ancient times. Everybody knows that. Why? If you were fat in ancient times, it means you didn't have to work. If you had to work, you were skinny. So if you were rich, you were fat. So people always look for fat people or big people in ancient times. Now it's a sign of non-discipline and being a sloppy pig. In ancient times, being fat is a sign of wealth. So Zambala is a Buddha. Of course, he can manifest his body anything he wants. But in order to benefit the people of that era, he manifests in a corpulent, fat way to represent wealth. Symbolically represent wealth. Doesn't mean just because you're fat, you're wealthy, because honey, we know that ain't the truth. Alright? Then he sits, his color is golden. Why? Red is for controlling situations. White is for pacifying situations. Blue is for fierce way of controlling a situation. And yellow is increasing a situation. So yellow or gold represents increase of wealth, increase of health, increase of life, increase of wisdom, increase of prosperity. Gold represents increasing. So Zambala has golden color represent, he is specifically focused at increasing your spiritual attainments, increasing your material necessities and merits, increasing. Then he sits in a royal posture of ease, like this. Why? He's so rich, he doesn't care. He's not a servant. A servant in ancient times has to sit like this, very obedient and quiet. Or he's a boss. He's a landowner. He's the big Lao Bang. So he sits like one. to show he is the Lord of wealth. Then he holds a blue Upala lotus around him, representing he has great compassion, great love, that he is wealthy, but he is not wealthy by negative means, by positive means, by the practice of generosity. He is very compassionate. He's easy to give you. He holds a conch shell, and he steps on a conch shell, right? Conch shell again represents wealth. Stepping on the eye, that represents he is in the center of wealth. He is wealth itself. He is the boss, right? He's got more money than all the banks in this world put together. His right hands hold the bija Buddha fruit. Why? Fruit in ancient times is not cheap and easy to come by like now. It was a lot of work and effort to drag water from the river and come up and water trees and get the fruit and get it correct. The birds don't eat it, insecticide don't eat it, bandits and thieves. Getting a fruit was a big production in ancient times. It wasn't like now. So giving you a fruit, like Chinese tradition of Chinese giving you orange, is a sign of wealth. So in ancient times, a sign of giving wealth and prosperity, long life and health, was fruit. So by Dzambala giving you fruit represents he also has the power to purify your negative karma of illness, ill health, mental and physical. He can give you great health. That's another form of wealth. Health is wealth. Then he has a mongoose in his left hand. It's not a normal mongoose. It is a Arya mongoose. It is a mongoose of wealth. In ancient times, mongoose has an association with wealth. Him holding it in the crook of his arm, the mongoose, and the mongoose is spitting out jewels. Lots and lots and lots of jewels are being spit out. Meaning, he has the power to give you all your wishes. Those jewels represent fulfilling your wishes, your needs. Then he's wearing the 6 ornaments of a bodhisattva, which represents he has achieved the 6 paramitas of giving. Ornaments representing his wealth. Then he has a face that Thangka painters and artists are not able to replicate well, not able to produce well. The face is a face of haughtiness. Haughty? Very arrogant and very haughty. Why? Rich people are very haughty. People who have money, new rich, or people who have money, or they're sons and daughters of rich people, or they themselves are rich, or they own some big thing, they're quite arrogant. When they go to a restaurant, they demand this. When they pass by, the toll bridges, give me this. They're very rude, and they're very arrogant, and they show off a lot. They think they're something because they have money. So arrogant people have this arrogant kind of look. So Dzambala, being the god of wealth, the Buddha of wealth, has a very arrogant and haughty look. Like, why? To let everybody know, you may be so wealthy, but you cannot compare to me. I'm even more wealthy than you. So his haughty look is to subdue, control, and put your haughty nature down. Okay? In short, that's the symbolisms of Lama Dzambala's body. Questions? Okay. Since it's late, I'll get to the next step and we can finish. We can all go home. Otherwise, we're all going to be needing to fly to Australia tomorrow. Now, Tibet, unlike India and China, in the past, certain areas are very dry, very arid, full of mountains, unable to grow things, not able to extract things from the ground. Very dry and very arid, very limited in resources. Are we finished wrapping that little paper? It's bugging the crap out of me, kid. Thank you. And then put it next to your feet, please. It's bad karma. All right. Now, when the great Atisha, one of the greatest Indian lamas, Indian gurus to come to Tibet, came, he saw that it was very hard for Buddhism to take root and to spread in Tibet because of the lack of resources and funds. Monks could not get food. When they couldn't get food and supplies and places to live, they couldn't study Dharma. When they couldn't study the Dharma, they could not progress in their practice. And in general, there was a lot of poverty and there was a lot of difficulties. So Arya Atisha actually developed a very special way of invoking the wealth Buddhas, different wealth Buddhas' energy. He created the wealth vase. The wealth vase, can I have one please? The one right in front of Ruby. The wealth vase contains In this case, Dharma Zambala, the 5 different forms of Zambala, the 5 different images of Zambala, and it has grains and rice and precious substances, and has certain precious cloths from high lamas placed together and sealed by mantra and prayer. The prayers and chanting can last from 1 to 3 days. What it does is it seals the energy of that wealth deity into the vase. So the vase becomes that deity itself. So to keep a wealth vase in the house, it is said to attract wealth. Alright? There are extensive rituals involving this. I will not get into it tonight because it would be too long. I'll just tell you that keeping a wealth vase in the house is very powerful and is very efficacious in attracting a lot of wealth. And in front of the wealth vases, one can make offerings such as the sensory offerings around it or in front of it, and one can do Lama Zambala's ritual in front of it. And it will be very powerful in attracting. And these vases were done by myself and a group of friends. I wrapped it up, everything, with a group of friends myself, and sealed and done. And they were actually blessed by ritual, by 1 full day, by my root guru, His Eminence Cancer Rinpoche. So these vases are not ordinary vases. I only have a limited amount. So, how to say, courtesan? They were actually blessed by Cancer Rinpoche. So when we handle these vases, we should be very careful. We should try to our best not to touch it with our hands. Touch it with a cloth or a kata to the best of our ability if we need to move it. And the size doesn't matter. It's just dependent on, our room. Don't think, oh, this is smaller, so I guess smaller, well, that one's bigger, I give up. That's ridiculous. This is Zambala vase. You have Namse vases, you have Manjushri vases, you have all types of vases. Tara vases. This is Zambala. Alright? This represents him, his seed mandala, and this one should be placed in the front. Alright? There's a lot of symbolism, a lot of power, a lot of understanding that goes into this, but I won't go in too much into it because it's late. It's good enough for now. So, there have been some people who, in some people's cases, have been very loyal and practiced the Dharma and really stuck to the Dharma, and through thick and thin, through rumors and talk and whatever, has stuck to me and stuck to the Dharma, and I'm very honored by that. And there are some people who have been continuously helping the Dharma financially in any way, shape, or form. And there have been people who've been continuously helping the Dharma in their efforts, in their knowledge, and in whatever they've been doing. Continuously helping again and again, whether it's secretarial, writing letters, traveling, finding sponsorships with the monasteries and temples, whatever. There have been a lot of people doing that. So today I've gathered a small group of all of my students to give some gifts to these people. And I would like to offer these to some of my friends now. And they're very, very, it's okay. Katas can come after. It's very precious. I offer this to the people that I'm going to offer to now from my heart as a personal gift of thank you. Continue your practice. And also, I'm very happy and honored to be associated with all of you. And by spreading the Zambala bases all over Malaysia, I pray that this wonderful country can be very prosperous and very wealthy, overcome economic recession, and everybody here can be happy and joyous and grow. Because this is like my adopted country. I feel almost Malaysian. See, do I look like a Muslim bride? Do I have these enchanting Arabic eyes to turn on somebody? What do you think? See, I'm Malaysian. I'm a nun. How about FG? Oh no, I think this is better. So, we go like that when when she eats, we go like that. So I think we're going to have to just keep it up. She's always eating. Alright, can I have the list? Great handwriting. This is Dharma bag, right? Okay. Okay. Kata, now you can give it to me. Oh, here's one. A kata is a symbol of sincerity from the heart. When a lama gives it to you, it means his prayers and his good wishes are with you. And with the kata, it comes along with that. When we go for teachings, when we go for initiation, when we go for greetings, we offer a kata to a lama. It means we're offering our sincere prayers to the lama and our sincere wishes. When we offer it to a friend, we're saying, "You're sincerely my friend, I offer my heart to you." So when you're a person below that person's rank, you put the kata over their head. If they're your rank, you give it to their hand. So a mother and father will put a kata on a child's head, but a child cannot put it on the mother and father's head because it's disrespectful. Okay? So to your gurus, you give it to your gurus, they put it back on your head. One guru to another guru will give it and put it on the hand. If the guru is very humble, he'll ask the other guru to put it on his head. When we meet His Holiness Dalai Lama, we'll ask him to put it on our head because we are way below him. Alright? So this is the symbolism of kata. This is Tibetan tradition. This is cultural thing. We do a little bit of cultural thing tonight, you know? A little bit. Swing it, honey. So, the first one I'd like to offer is to Jenny, one for you to keep. You've been a very loyal and very wonderful student for a long, long time. I'm very happy to know you. Thank you for all your contribution toward Dharma. They'll help you wrap it up after, alright? Careful. Second one is Melinda and Aming. I'd like to offer one to you. I'm going to offer you a small one because of your space constriction, not because it's smaller merit. So don't get mixed up, alright? Aming. You're reading DZAMBALA or something in the corner? Hello? You explain to him everything I explain later. Tell him what it is. It's for you too. Very good. Careful. Next one is Kong and Ruby. Thank you for practicing the Dharma and all your help towards Dharma. Looks like a Bangladeshi worker. The children come together. I'm giving it to your whole family. Come. You guys receive it with your hands together. Touch it. It's auspicious. Think you're receiving Zambala into your heart. Alright? Come touch it together. Grab it. The more space you grab with, the more well. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, good luck. And I'm giving a smaller one because of space constriction. Your altar is really teeny. It's time to get a big one. The next one is for Maple and Henry. I'm going to give you a big one because you got a lot of space and you like big statues. Come along, come on down.
Not Maple and Henry.
I was just testing you. Maple and Smeeky, that's better. You caught me. You made me lose face. I love it. Isn't it beautiful? I handmade it myself 2 years ago, let me tell you. It was a lot of work. It took me weeks. Keep it well. And I'm going to teach you guys how to decorate it up. Come. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you're such an expert in this now. I'm so proud. Alright, Smenry and Smangel. Ah, he knew it was his turn. He was like, did you see that? What a big ego. Great shirt. Where can we all not get one? Tell us so we won't go there and buy it. Okay. And of course, little Margareta. Let's not forget our little Thangka painter, who's not going to be finishing real soon. Honey, when you die, we're going to bury you in a Thangka. And it'll be a Thangka of me. I'll be like, just kidding. You'll be around for the next 50,000 years. This is for you and all your hard work. Although you've been in Dharma for such a short time, you've done so much help. Thank you so much. You've been very kind to all of us. And it's for you, not just kidding. This is like a factory. I love it.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Who's that? Oh, Iran, come. It's not your last. She's got all these welfares. She's bald and she's rich. She's like, oh, another welfare. Iran, out of everybody here, is my oldest student. She's met me in 1992, and she's been around with me for 10 years. Can you imagine? 10 years of me. That's why she's balding. And she's traveled to India many, many times. She's introduced me to a lot of friends, like Ruby. And from Ruby, I met a lot of wonderful friends like Henry and all these people here. And without her, she's raised millions of rupees for the Indian temples there. She's raised millions of rupees for statues. She's offered so much sponsorship and help toward my works here. And she's never been attached to it. She's never ever tried to like, oh, I gave you that contact, I have to control it. Never. Whatever she offers, she offers it up. She never questions. She does her practice well. Everything. It's perfect. And she's been in Dharma for a long, long time. So she's a very senior Dharma sister. And she's been very, very kind to me, my work, and my ministry. And I respect her very, very, very much. Tremendously. Someone that's been with me for 10 years. So this is not enough to thank her for all her kindness, but it's a representation of it. And we give Iran a big one, because Iran likes big things. She's the Ayatollah. Thank you very much, Irene. You're welcome. And you can put this on my bill. Can I have a Zambala? Thank you.
Take out the bag.
Take out the bag. No. Don't give people with a price tag unless you want to let them know how generous you are. Chia. Yeah. And there are some new friends here. Miss Janet. I don't have a well face, but I'd like to give her a Zambala. You don't have to pray or keep it on altar. Just keep it there for good luck. Remember to say. And I hope you can join us in the future to learn more things. Here's a Dharma bag for you. You can carry all your little Dharma books back and forth. And a little Zambala for you. And I hope you get very wealthy, rich, fabulous, great, and you get supreme nirvana. Alright? Let me give you a kata with that to represent my pure prayers. Here you are. Thank you. Now, you're very welcome. And you got your gift the other day. Don't be greedy, sit there like, Mom. Alright, any last questions?
I've got a gift for you,
Bring it! Bring it here. I love gifts. Happy birthday. Bring it here. Slap it here. Bring it. Do you need people to help you bring it in because it's real big?
really, really small.
It's a big one, huh? Somebody go in there and help him drag it in. I love big presents. I'm greedy. Oh, and please do this. I will sponsor the Casey. Okay? Oh, thank you. Paulo Felipe sunglasses. Ooh. Oh, wow. Thank you, Mama. Do I look like Andy Lau? Or Leon Lai all put together? How I look, FG? How I look, Fred? Not bad, huh?
Not bad, yeah. It suits your
It suits my face, huh?
yeah.
Wow, did Angel pick that out?
Sorry?
Did you pick the glasses out, sister?
You tried the car, man.
Yeah, I know, but this color wasn't the one I tried. Is this the one you picked out? You picked out yourself, huh?
Yes, but because I didn't take out.
Oh, I was thinking why it's all like, it's got the plastic. Oh, yeah. Wow, I just can't wait to wear this somewhere and show off. Oh. Maybe in Australia, you know, I walk around and, you know, I'm going with Jeff, right? So Jeff can scream and run up and go, can I get your autograph? And I'll be like, not now. Oh, I just can't wait.
Wow.
Tell me what I look like, Scarlett. Tell me. Well, I'm going to take those wealth faces back. Now hurry up.
Yeah, that must better now.
Of course they look much better. It's not the glasses that make me look better. It's me. I know. And look at the casing. Sure is cool. Thank you very much. That's kind of you. So it's like anything I touch, if I like it, you can get me one. You want to go out? Hello, can I go down and touch your car? Oh, I love it. Greedy, huh? I'm one of these greedy gurus. Don't you love it? Oh, what is that?
This is gem tree from South Africa.
From South Africa. Thank you.
Show by appreciation to you.
Thank you, Janji.
And these past 2 days I've learned a lot.
Oh, good.
Yeah, really.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
This is nice. I'm going to offer it up to I don't know what yet, but I will.
Yeah,
It's very auspicious.
Canadian and-
It's auspicious because we gave a wealth talk and we get a wealth tree. No joke.
Yeah.
It's auspicious. Very beautiful. Thank you. I'll put this in my apartment somewhere.
very much more.
Yes. Thank you. I like gifts from the heart. All right. You got a present for me? Yeah? What do you got? Oh,
I forgot this.
what is it?
It's poster of the Guru tree that we bought in China.
Oh, this is going to be exciting. Do I get to keep the silk or I have to give that back?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, God, I love it. I'm just one of these greedy people. Wow. I'm not kidding you. I love it. Wow. This is the whole Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Chiu Buddha Shakyamuni Manjushri Vajradhara. This is really, really beautiful. Oh, I love it. Oh, Avalokiteshvara 1000 arm. Is that for me too, or you made a mistake?
No.
Because you went, hello, can you hold it open?
That was given to me. So.
Oh, I love, that's Maitreya. And that's Buddha Shakyamuni with Avalokiteshvara and Vajrapani. That's the whole lineage tree. Every single Buddhist pantheon deity is here that we're supposed to take refuge. So when we take refuge and when we pray, it has to be focused here. And Lama Tsongkhapa is the king of them all, with Buddha and his form of Vajradhara teaching Tantra. Very auspicious. Wow. You know, this is a very good version and it's very clear. Here's Vajragini, Yamataka, Kala Chakra. Kala Chakra is right here. Hiruka, Kedochi, Singdoma, Lion Face Dakini, Vajrapani. Everybody's here. Loma Kyuma, Papa Chenesi, Chatom Chendong. 35 confessional Buddhas. All the Dharma protectors, enlightened ones. Oh, I love it. I really do love it. Thank you very much. Where can I hang this?
Frame it up.
I know I want to frame it, but where would I hang this thing? Very, very nice. And look at Lama Tsongkhapa. It looks beautiful. Thank you so much. I really like it. Really, it's funny because I've been looking for one, but the ones I haven't.
Yeah, I'm very clear. Yeah.
That they're able to
Oh, thank you.
That was an exhibition.
Yeah. It's very, very clear, you know. And it's big. Nice, huh, actually? Oh, I just can't wait to hang this up and pray. And when we do our visualization, this is complete. Everything's here. This is what we're supposed to visualize. When we do the Guru Puja every week, we're visualizing this. Wow. Look, everybody. Oh, whoops. Don't help me. Just sit there and relax. Stand up, FG, can you? medieval. See? This is Buddha Shakyamuni, the original teacher of Pos, with his main disciples. Some of his main disciples is Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin Ma, and this is Vajrapani. Great compassion and skillful means. This is the Buddha in the future that has come, Lama Maitreya, along with predicting the Buddha, the next Buddha to come with this disciple. And this is Adisha, which I talked about, who made the well faces, and Lama Tsongkhapa sitting in Ganden heaven. This is Ganden heaven. And when we do the prayers of Lama Tsongkhapa, when we're reciting it, Lama Tsongkhapa comes out of Maitreya's heart. See here? Lama Tsongkhapa and his two disciples on a cloud. This is very complete. This is Buddha Vajradhara, who is Shakyamuni Buddha in the form of Vajradhara teaching the Tantras. And the lineage come down from Manjushri to Manjushri to Manjushri, Manjushri. All the lineage of the Tantras, all the great Indian gurus, all the great Tibetan gurus, Nepali gurus mixed together, and all the lineages of the four sects, yellow hat, red hat, black hat, all is come into Lama Tsongkhapa. If you notice, all is red hat. There's no yellow hats here at all, because before that, don't have yellow hat. So all the lineages come into Lama Tsongkhapa. The Lama Tsongkhapa's left side is all the gurus of Maitreya method, all the guru of wisdom, like Nagarjuna. So this the masters who focus on wisdom teachings is the master who focus on method teachings, compassion teachings. Then the great highest transit yoga deities, such as Hevajra, Chakra-sambhara, Uya Samaja, Yamataka, Vajragini, Hayagriva, Kal Chakra, Hayagriva, Singdongma, many types. And then the Yidams of the lower class Tantras, here's 1,000 armed Avalokiteshvara, there's Green Tara, 35 confessional Buddhas, the solitary realizer Pratikaya, Shravakaya Buddhas, the Dakas and Dakinis, the female Buddha, the female angels, and then the Dharma protectors. And then the four gate guardian keepers, which Chinese tradition have, which is you don't take refuge in them, but they're guardians of the teachings. They're below. And this is us. This is the merit tree. This is the tree coming out of samsara. What we're supposed to focus. This is the four-faced Buddha. In Thailand, you always call four-faced Buddha, but it's not four-faced Buddha. It's actually Brahma. That's Vishnu. The highest gods of realms of existence paying homage to the refuge tree. And then this represents us making offerings and prayers and meditations and focusing on the refuge tree to become a Buddha. So everything, every single Buddha that we need to focus on, every single Yidam is here. So when we prostrate to this, when we make offerings to this, when we pray to this, it's all there. Everything. So Lama Tsongkhapa is the head of it, the boss. Very auspicious. When we go to Dalai Lama's monastery, Namgyal Monastery, we see this all over the place. It's beautiful. Isn't it fabulous? And I know someone who's dying to replicate this on Tanka. I just know. Oh God, she's thinking, why did I not go home early? Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't need that replicated right now.
And well, this is really what for you.
Thank you. From China, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we wanted to restring it for 21 beats for you, but we forgot.
That's so rude. Why you didn't say it? Just kidding. That's fabulous.
It's not complete because we didn't have time to do the complete.
It's all right. I love incomplete beats. I mean, it's too small to hang. It's too. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. It's from the heart. I love it. And look, it stretches. Ta-da. Oh, I love this. Ooh, did you get this from China too?
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
From Tibet.
Yeah, I can tell it's from me country. See? It's beautiful, huh? Thank you. Fabulous. It's very. Oh, I love it. We can use this for rituals, you know? Sure beats that stuff. What's inside the tin foil, Kate?
Oh, here. Apple crumble that we made.
Let's open it up now and share.
Yes, we have
Come
ice
on.
cream as well.
Oh, God. Bring it out, honey. Come on, bring it out. Bring it out. Let's have a Dharma party real quick. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, everybody. Let's just take a fork and share it. Oh, my God. Wow, that looks fantastic. It looks... God, I'm sure it's good. It's from the heart right here. Well, I can share. Come on, share. Give everybody a little bit. It's a blessing. Thank you. I love this takeout. Ooh, I love it.
We're so fortunate.
Yeah.
Another beautiful Tara statue.
Oh God, it was just for exhibit, huh?
This
Yeah.
statue Tara, she is so beautiful. I was absolutely mesmerized by her.
She's fabulous.
She
How big is she?
about
Oh, that's big.
2.5. Very delicious. Really mesmerizing. And this one too.
Yeah. I will look at one down. Oh, here's Mama Tsongkhapa again. Beautiful.
All these were on display.
Wow. Fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, you're very welcome. Huh? Oh, of course not. You're here for Dharma Talk. You got Dharma Talk?
Yeah.
But I'm very glad you can join us.
There's a most, what you call,
Enlightening talk.
yes.
You've had in a while. Did you learn a few things?
Yeah.
Good. See, when you attend these things, you learn more and more. That's how we do it. This is just a small little mini class. Mini small class. What's that? Sure. Open that one up. Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 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 You're welcome.